you'd be watching the replay of the live stream, but I've never done anything like this before. I've never done any sort of live streaming or anything like that, so we're gonna just try it. We'll do it live, right? That's what Grunkle Stan once said famously. So we will wait for people to come on in here. If you're watching the epic replay, you could probably just fast forward to where I start opening the set and people are here. But in the meantime, let's see if I can bring up this live stream on my computer device here. Hello, people are saying hello. I will bring up the group chat in just a second here. Let's see here. Oh, hello Nebula, Shrek Person, great username, JJ Entertainment, Springman. Wow, we've got a packed audience already. Okay, there's no need to fast forward. I'll open the box here so people that are watching the replay can already get to it, because we have a pretty big Lego set to build here. Hello, oh my goodness, Woody Woodpecker fan, good to see you, good to see you. Wow, Jason, hello from Wisconsin. I wish I was in Wisconsin right now. It is really, really hot here in California. We're going through a brutal, brutal heat wave. And by the way, hello from California. Yes, I'm from California too. Hello. If the audio is not working, please let me know. Again, I'm not a tech-savvy person. I have never done a live stream before, so I don't know if this is working or not. Just fingers crossed and hope it does. Hello from Ohio, Jay Settles. Low Polly Lisa from Pennsylvania. I've always wanted to go to Pennsylvania. I was obsessed with a video game called Night in the Woods that takes place in Pennsylvania. And there was a moment in time where I was just obsessed with small town Pennsylvania. So you're very lucky. It's a cool state. Telephone Wire. Whoa, live stream. I know. Telephone Wire, you've been here forever. It's kind of crazy to see the evolution of the channel like this. Nebula, glad to be watching. Shrek was the first movie I ever saw in theaters when I was just a baby in 2001. Yeah, that was really young. I don't believe I saw the original Shrek in the theater. If I did, I would have been way too young to remember. But it was my first VHS tape that I was really into as a kid. And then when Shrek 2 came out, obviously that was the first big movie for me as a kid. That was my earliest memory of seeing a commercial on TV and asking my parents, saying, hey, I want to see this. I thought Night in the Woods was the best-selling thing ever back in 2020. So simply just fantastic. Well, that was a little late. The game actually came out in 2017. It's got a Kickstarter that dated even earlier than that. I played Night in the Woods around 2018, and that was kind of the perfect sweet spot where indie games were really beginning to take off. So Night in the Woods definitely got the spotlight there. Unfortunately now, I feel like there's so many good indie games that good ones get lost through the cracks, which is really tragic. Telephone Wire, I've been here forever and will be here forever. Well, that's good to know, because DreamWorks has huge plans for the Shrek universe. We're going to be stuck with Shrek movies for the rest of our lives. I'm going to be 90 here in my Shrek hat and t-shirt, opening up whatever Lego set or merchandise we have. Talking Donkey with an orange and purple tag. Yeah, they always used orange and purple as the branding. Simply fantastic. Did you see they're selling the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat suit? I did see it. It pretty much went viral everywhere, which means any chance we had of sneaking in and buying it for relatively cheap is unfortunately out the window. My prediction, because it's viral, everyone's posting about the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat costume going up for sale. I predict some other influencer or YouTuber will buy it and probably wear it for a video. You heard that here. There's my prediction. Some big influencer will buy the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat costume. We're going to get a B-movie video soon. I like to have a very well-rounded collection of toys for a video. I have all the B-movie kids meal toys. I even have some of the rare figures that didn't release in the USA. I just trying to get a couple more pieces before I put together a B-movie video. Shrek 2, my favorite Shrek film. Shrek the Third, my favorite merch packages, says Saps TV. I kind of agree. Shrek the Third's merchandise was absolutely fire. It was much better than the movie itself. And I feel like that happens a lot with movies, is you get so excited for the merchandise that the movie itself is just never going to live up to the hype. Supersonic says, hey Austin, I came here for a few minutes late. I don't want to miss every second. I might replay this in my sleep. You didn't miss anything. I haven't even started opening the set here. I mean, really do have to eventually get somewhere, because I mean, look at the size of this set. And we're not going to be building the entire thing today. We're going to build about half of the set and then build the other half on another live stream. Wow, we have a really good showing here. Oh my goodness, so many people. I'll try my best to read the chat. Simply fantastic says, I noticed you've gone to Five Below. Five Below is a good place for Shrek merch. Low-key love all the Shrek movies. Yes. Shrek Person says, buying the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat suit seems something Ryan Turan or George Mason would do. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but are they like big influencers? I'm telling you, some Mr. Beast type influencer is going to end up buying that Cat in the Hat costume and making content with it. I guarantee you. Riley says, it's Austin the Brimstone. Yes, Angry Ginger, hello. Philip Bose, what would your reaction be if DreamWorks did a horror movie? I mean, they did. It was called Scared Shrekless. And it got a live-action remake called Obsession, which was pretty good. So I would say DreamWorks is well-equipped in the horror space. So here is the booklet for the LEGO Shrek set. Look at that. And then on the back, it's got some Shrek the Third. I think this is a... No, Shrek the Two. That's how you know you haven't had coffee. Here we go. I gotta drink a sip of coffee here. When you start calling it Shrek the Two, that's when you're in real trouble. Here's some renders here from Shrek 2. And here is the big honkin' booklet here. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish horror movie. You know, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is very much slightly horror-coded. I would say, when it comes to animation, Puss in Boots: Last Wish is like, it's very separated from the tone of the Shrek movies, and it's a lot closer to, say, a Don Bluth movie. Like, there's a lot of parallels between Puss in Boots: Last Wish and, say, All Dogs Go to Heaven than there is the actual Shrek movies themselves. So I think that's something that's going into Shrek 5, is a lot of people think it's going to be like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It is not. Shrek 5, I'm telling you, is going to be way more in line with the original Shrek films than Last Wish. Last Wish was kind of developed in a bubble. They handed it to a guy named Joel Crawford and said, we're not doing anything with the Shrek IP, make whatever you want with it. And he made a really cool, interesting, and weird movie. And, yeah, I mean, it was critically acclaimed. But I don't think it's going to be totally in line with Shrek 5. Spaghetti the Noodle says, I'm surprised it didn't come with a Lego Onion. Well, I think it will come with a Lego Onion. We will see here. We have a lot of bags, and these are paper bags. Lego switched to paper, huh? They used to be these really tough plastic bags. I came well prepared with scissors because they were almost impossible to open. So let's open up the big booklet here. Oh, look at that. You guys, it opens like the storybook from the movie. It's a Shrek storybook opening, and it says, once upon a time, in a swamp far, far away, lived a grumpy green ogre named Shrek. All he wanted was to be left alone. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. That's really what it says here. And then it has it in many different languages here. Oh, wow, look at this. I didn't realize I was getting a Shrek coffee table book included with my Lego set. It's got all the characters here, and it says, you gotta have friends, referencing the Bette Midler song that Donkey sings. And it says, since bursting onto the scene over 2 decades ago, Shrek remains the greatest fairy tale never told and continues to flip the script on heroes, villains, and every nursery rhyme in the book. What began with a solitary ogre in a swamp has grown into an animated movie series that is loved by generations of fans. Shrek's peaceful swamp is overrun by fairy tale misfits, and to reclaim his home, he sets off to rescue Princess Fiona, joined by Donkey, a fast-talking sidekick with an abundance of animal magnetism. What followed was a hilarious, heartfelt adventure that redefined fairy tale storytelling and introduced a world where being different is celebrated. What felt fresh, irreverent, and wildly original then still resonates today. Very well written. This was written by a human, not AI. You can tell. So this has the human touch to it. Shrek's world invites fans to embrace their quirks, find joy in the unexpected, and celebrate imperfections, whether there's a talking gingerbread man, a karaoke-loving ogre, or a waffle-obsessed sidekick. Ogres are like onions. Shrek. Okay? There we go. And, oh god, it's got another page of book here. I was not aware this was a novel. Let's look at the chat real quick. Shrek is love, Shrek is the best. Going to Spirit Halloween from Jackson. Okay, yeah, lots of good Shrek stuff out this year. I did a video where I showed the selection they had. It seems to mostly be repeats from last year, but Shrek History let me know there is a new Puss in Boots costume that I didn't see. You remember I was in the video saying, why is there only a female Puss in Boots costume? There is a male Puss in Boots costume, but I didn't see it at my location. Could be because they just opened. I mean, I went on opening day. They were unpacking stuff from the boxes as I got there. The Shrek is love meme on 4chan is so rude. Indeed it is. Insert Smash Mouth here. Video on the Puss in Boots McDonald's toys. Yes. Yes, I would love to do that. I just need to get a couple of the figures. I like to get the rare figures that are not available in the USA, because people don't know about those, and I always like to include something that people don't know. Shrek History is an absolute legend. I agree. That is one of the greatest accounts on the internet. Absolute GOAT. Do you think that the Freddy animatronic will fit in my room? I don't know, because I didn't get to see it. When I got there, mind you, I went on opening day, the stage was empty, and they had already sold it earlier in the day, so I am not going to get to see Freddy. I don't think you're going to get to see Freddy. I think they're all sold out, like gone in less than a day. It was completely insane. Very glad I'm not in the FNAF fandom and had to deal with that nonsense. Been watching since the McFarlane retrospective in 2024. Thank you, Jackson. A very early video. It still holds up kind of good, but I like the new ones a bit more. I did the Death of McFarlane figures, which was kind of like a redo of that video, which I thought was a pretty good video. How did you get into following Shrek merchandise so closely? Well, the first thing you can do is follow Shrek History and all of the other Brogres. A lot of the Brogres are on Instagram, so Instagram is kind of where it's at for Shrek collecting if you want to be up to date with all the latest and greatest Shrek stuff. I typically am not forced when it comes to announcements. I try to do the unboxings, the reviews. I mean, boy, I'm late with the LEGO set, aren't I? But I wanted to make it something special since everyone's already covered the Shrek LEGO set by now. I thought, how could we do something different? Where did you get the Shrek LEGO? Walmart. Yes, my Walmart had one set, so check your local Walmarts, you might be able to find one. It's already starting to go for a little above the aftermarket price. I think that's because of the minifigure included, which we'll see in just a moment here. Let's look at this page here. It says Brickify Shrek. For the first time ever, we're bringing this unstoppable trio to life in buildable LEGO form, packed with personality, witty banter, and loyal friendship. Shrek's left hand rests on Donkey's back, adding stability to the model, and you can tilt his head and pose the onion in his right hand. Donkey's head moves, his tail swings side to side, and he proudly holds the iconic blue flower, red thorns in his mouth. When Puss in Boots isn't hitching a ride on Shrek's shoulder, he can strike a heroic pose anywhere nearby. And P.S. If Donkey panics when his neck makes a click sound as you build, rest assured, it's supposed to sound like that. Feel free to give him a hug anyway. I think I need a hug. Okay, this is great because they weaved a lot of quotes from the original Shrek into the description, which, if you watch my videos, I like to hide little references to the original Shrek scripts in there. I often quote the movies. Let's look at some of the questions here. Hope they make a Fiona. They will, in the minifigure set coming out next month. Do you plan on getting all of the LEGO Shrek sets? Eventually, yes. Love you. Angel Loves Cartoons says, hey, Austin, love your videos and other movie merchandise. Keep it up, my dude. Thank you. Thank you. I thought you already built it. No, we haven't even started, my dude. We haven't even started. We need a LEGO set of the swamp or the far, far away castle. Next year. Next year it's happening. The dance party is a banger. Staying alive, staying alive. Dance to the music. If you could put in a licensed song in Shrek 5 that isn't a repeat, what song would you pick? Ooh, that is a tough question. I would love to see Walking on the Sun or any other Smash Mouth song because I'm a diehard Smash Mouth fan, and I think so much of their music is amazing besides the stuff they do for the Shrek movies. Another one I love from Smash Mouth that I think would be perfect in a Shrek movie, Holiday in My Head. It was the theme song to a Disney Channel movie called Clock Stoppers, but it's so catchy. It's so catchy. K-pop in Shrek. Oh god, don't give them any ideas, they might. Has anyone else seen how aggressively they're marketing Forgotten Island as a K-pop movie now? They have that K-pop band making the song. They're really trying to capture some of the market from the success of K-pop Demon Hunters. They are chasing that, so I would not be surprised if Shrek 5 has a K-pop song. I would not be surprised at all. What happened to your furry memorabilia? It is packed up in various boxes. I also have some of it on the non-Shrek shelf. As you know, if you've been following the channel, Shrek really took on a life of its own, and its collection just got bigger and bigger and bigger. So I will always still be fully in my soul, and we do celebrate Puss in Boots, Kitty Soft Paws. I will say Last Wish is like one of the best Anthro movies ever made. Like, it's up there with Secret of Nim. Again, Don Bluth comparison. It is that good. Last Wish is just that good. Country music in Shrek. You know, we've never really had a country song in Shrek, and we've also never had a real hip-hop song in Shrek, if I'm not mistaken. I can't think of a good rap in the Shrek movies. I would love to see that. Shrek Shark-Tale crossover. Well, no, yeah, because Shark-Tale's not in any of the DreamWorks karting games, so yeah, that's a good point. Video on those Shrek 2016 YouTube videos. Eventually, I will cover Swamp Talk. I actually did one retrospective on Swamp Talk. I covered the Shrek election of 2016. Not like this Shrek election, but like a Shrek election. They did a parody of the 2016 election in the Shrek universe, which was about as messy as you'd expect it to be. So go watch that video. I think it's one of my most underrated I've done. Am I allowed to say The Last Wish is just as good as Shrek 2? You are allowed to say that. I would even argue Last Wish may be better than Shrek 2. My nostalgia's always going to hold it back, but I would not be shocked if somebody, say a kid growing up today that didn't have the nostalgia for Shrek 2, said Last Wish is better than Shrek 2. I would believe that. Will you and Phyllis ever collab? I mean, that'll be the day, right? That'll be the day. Until then, it'll just be disappointment in the game of life. If you know, you know. So then it's got some quotes from the Shrek movie. It says, blue flower, red thorns, blue flower, red thorns. Man, this would be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind. And then today, I repay my debt, which is Puss in Boots, what he says at the end of Shrek 2. Okay, we are actually going to start building the Lego set, and then I will try to turn my head and answer some questions every now and then. So we have a lot of bags here. Let's look for bag uno. Where is it? Here we are. Bag number 1. Listen to that Lego ASMR. Cheesy stuff says Shrek. I say Donkey. Put these bags over here. Shrek x SpongeBob collab would be a big day for Brimstone and Comfort cartoon fans. Yeah, me and Marcus would love that. Technically, there is a Shrek SpongeBob collab, and that would be the Universal Kids Resort in Texas. Has a Shrek land and a SpongeBob land next to each other. So you could literally be in Shrek Swamp and then in Bikini Bottom in the same day. I considered going to that park, but yeah, plane tickets are expensive. Greetings from France. Wow, we have viewers all over the world. Fun fact, France was the only place in the world you could get an articulated action figure of Princess Fiona as an ogress. She was exclusive to French fast food restaurants. Mike Myers turned 60. Yes. There was a great interview where Mike Myers said, I don't really go out in public anymore because the media will hound me and call me a Yeti because he's all solid white now with the hair and the beard. But he does make appearances now, and he's very enthusiastic about Shrek 5, which is good to see. Wow, we have bricks. We have bricks here. There we go. And then we have 2 smaller bags. Here is the brick remover. Okay. And then we're going to build the Puss in Boots minifigure. Okay. We're going to build Puss in Boots. This minifigure is one of the reasons the set has become kind of desirable lately. Where's his cape? Oh, is it one of these? Let's open up this smaller bag here. You need to be in Shrek the Third Retold. Yes. Yes, that would be great. When is Shrek 2 Retold coming out? Is it ever coming out? Where is Puss in Boots' cape? Oh, silly me, it's in this box here. Puss in Boots should have been brick built. See, I think there might have been plans for that, but here's what these sneaky ninjas at LEGO did, is they took the regular Puss in Boots minifigure, that by all accounts should have been in the Shrek minifigures collection, and they put them in this set. And the Puss in Boots figure that is in the Shrek minifigures collection is Puss in Boots doing the cute face. So that Puss in Boots is very different from this one. So the only way to get this figure I'm building here, the regular Puss in Boots minifigure, is to buy this expensive set. He's only in this set. Shrek Reveltech figures, I would love that. I'd be there all day. Hopefully we get some Shrek import figures. That would be cool. But this Puss in Boots minifigure is only in this set. And a lot of us thought he was going to be in the minifigure set. So the only way to get vanilla, regular Puss in Boots is to buy this big set, which is why it's becoming a pretty hot set now on the aftermarket. And then there is a possibility that Puss in Boots could be in next year's Playline sets, which are based off of Shrek 5. But from everything we've seen, Puss in Boots doesn't seem to be in Shrek 5. So I don't think he'll be in the LEGO sets. Oh, here's his tail. I forgot the tail. So there is LEGO Puss in Boots. Oh wait, his sword, of course. Yeah, that is a nice figure. They gave him the tall legs, which I guess, it doesn't really make any sense if you're going to put him with the other Shrek minifigures, but this is a buildable big Shrek, so for scale, I guess that works. And that is a cute figure. That is a really cute figure. I would love to see the rest of the Puss in Boots characters made in this size. Dear DreamWorks, add Austin to the next Shrek movie. Somebody give Jeffrey Katzenberg a call. Puss in Boots' last wish, post-scene lied if he's not in Shrek 5. Well, I wouldn't really say it lied. DreamWorks' wording was very careful when that credits scene dropped. They were very clear that they were setting up a Shrek universe. Not leading into Shrek 5, but setting up a Shrek universe, which means Puss in Boots is probably either in Shrek 6 or some separate crossover movie, because DreamWorks views Puss in Boots now as a separate franchise than Shrek 5. We live in a post-Marvel world, sadly. This is what we get. We get stuck with the Shrek cinematic universe for some reason. Have you ever played DreamWorks Kart Racing? Boy, have I. And I need to make a video on that sometime because I had a terrible experience playing that game. A terrible experience. The SCU. If Shrek arrives in Fortnite, will be the back bling? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe the Happily Ever After potion on his back? Or Puss in Boots riding on his back? I guess Puss in Boots would be better as a companion now. Do you think you can use an app to scan the minifig boxes to get the full set? Yes. There will be the SKU, the SKUs for the Puss in Boots minifigures when those come out. Marcus is here. Hey, Marcus. Hey, Austin. We missed you at Golden West today. I know. I couldn't make it today to Golden West. The rest of my family is actually at another event right now, so they're busy handling that. And I almost went to that event, and I thought, you know what? I should stay home and figure out live streaming. So that's what I did. I've been home for a few hours trying to figure out how to set up live streaming, and that was today's project, so now we can stream live. And we're supposed to build a LEGO set at some point today, but I was not prepared for how many Brogres would show up. It's a very pleasant surprise. If you don't know, one of my very first videos on this entire channel was Fortnite live streaming. Back in 2018, I live streamed Fortnite, and I never got a single viewer. Not one in the entirety of my Fortnite live streaming career. It's my Nan's 90th birthday next week. Happy birthday. Have you ever thought of making a live stream playing DreamWorks All-Star Kart Racing? I'm considering, now that I have the live stream working, I may look into that. How much Shrek Lost Media is there? Lots and lots. You've probably already seen it, but check out my video called A Deep Dive into Shrek Lost Media, where I kind of go very deep into it, and that was just Shrek 1. I also have a Shrek 2 Lost Media Deep Dive, so I've done Shrek 1 and 2 now as Lost Media Deep Dives, and, I find lots of lost Shrek pieces of merchandise and things, so stick around. I have a few pieces of Shrek merchandise that I'm pretty sure have never been documented on the internet, so stick around for that. Marcus says, looks great, nice job, thank you. Have you ever played Shrek Super Party on Xbox? I actually have not. I learned from a very young age not to buy licensed games. I did not buy licensed games as a kid, even if they were things I loved, like Shrek, or Star Wars, or Robots. I know that had a game. I never bought those games. I only ever bought Nintendo first-party games for my GameCube because I figured out from a young age like those were the good ones. So I would buy Wind Waker, and that would be like 3 years of my gaming life was just Wind Waker. I really got my money's worth when it came to video games. Have you ever seen Woolly Willy Shrek? Yes, actually, I have. It's a pretty rare item, not in the Shrek collection. Let's get some bricks built. I will feel like we did something if we get some bricks built here. So I'm just going to casually be building bricks, and then every few minutes I'll look over and try to answer some questions. I will try my best, but there is a lot of questions. There we go. For the record, I have not built Legos in a very, very long time. I think the last Lego set I bought was the set for the Lego movie. I was really into the Lego movie when it came out, and I bought the big set that gave you Emmett and Unikitty. I really wanted a buildable Unikitty. You got the double-decker couch, and I built that, and that was 2014, so that would be 12 years ago. Have you ever tried working on an actor and voice actor? No, because if you don't know, I mean, I have a bad lisp. I have a terrible lisp. Unless they're looking for characters to play somebody with a lisp, it ain't happening, man. It ain't happening. There we go. And then let's do this one. I'm not used to how well Legos go together. I was a big Mega Bloks kid because Mega Bloks was cheap, and Mega Bloks were they were tough sets. I had quite a few Mega Bloks Halo sets because I had a Halo phase. I mean, what young boy in the 2000s didn't have a Halo phase? And I really wanted some Halo toys, but I couldn't get the thing built. There we go. What do we got here? Who would you cast in an Austin the Brimstone biopic? Who would I cast in an Austin the Brimstone biopic? I don't know. That's a good question. Who kind of looks like me? I would cast Rivers Cuomo from Weezer. He's getting up there now. He's pretty old. Comfort Cartoons. Well, since you are a Lego expert, can you build my SpongeBob Lego set for me? Well, that depends. Is it really SpongeBob Lego, or is it one of those third-party sets? I think I bought you the cheapo sets from Five Below, and Lord knows if those will stick together well. They probably won't. Gadcast Marcus. Marcus, you want to play me in a SpongeBob biopic? Let's do it. Let's do it. We could also have Justin in there. Maybe Marcus could play my dad. Justin could play me as the Austin the Brimstone story, where my dad takes me to go see Shark Tale on opening day, which my dad insists to this day is the worst movie he's ever seen in theaters. The Jumbo Shrek doll was creepy. Oh yeah, it is creepy. Will you watch the French Shrek versions? I would love to do a video one day on international Shrek releases. I would love to watch Shrek with a Spanish speaker, because Shrek has such a huge following in South America, and I've heard the Spanish version of Shrek is much better than the English version of Shrek. I've heard it's actually amazing. So I would love to watch that with the context of how the Spanish dub relates to South American culture, because I hear it's really, really incredible. They didn't just dub the movie, they retooled it and reconfigured it to where it works with those cultures, and I've heard it's absolutely brilliant. With Carol G, yeah. They got Carol G before she blew up on that Puss in Boots soundtrack. I don't think they could afford Carol G now. She is absolutely massive. Her new album came out today. I need to listen to it later. Uh-oh, I'm already stuck. Hang on. No, okay, I'm not stuck. It's a new thing I'm building here. This is what I've built so far. This is Lego Shrek. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of live streams here to build this thing. Let's see. Carol for Austin's biopic. Yes, yeah. We'll put Cairo on there. That's a good one. Wait a second. There we go. There we go. You can hear the soothing ASMR of me putting bricks together as I try and figure out. Oh, okay, wait, that There we go. Now it's one solid piece. Mike Myers has been cast as Austin's dad in Austin the Brimstone biopic. Oh, behave. Oh, behave, you cheeky monkey. That was two Mike Myers roles right there I just referenced. Two of them. What are your thoughts on Megamind 2? Well, I mean, all of the DreamWorks, first it was straight to cable, and now it's straight to streaming. All that stuff is kind of mid, to be honest. I enjoy the Penguins of Madagascar show. That was pretty good. Legends of Awesomeness is good. But then everything after that just kind of fell off. Yeah, dehydration gun. See, I would love to see Megamind in Fortnite. I think the dehydration gun would be a really cool item to add in Fortnite. Like, I feel like if there's any DreamWorks IP that's begging for Fortnite, it's Megamind. How on earth is this going to be a buildable Shrek, man? These LEGO sets are so abstract these days, but they've gotten a lot better, haven't they? Like, you go down the LEGO aisle, and they're really impressive with all the sets they have. I looked at the Home Alone house, and I was like, wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful set. And get this, the #1 selling adult collectible is adult Legos. Lego sets for adults now are selling more than Pokemon cards and, I believe, collectible shoes, which for some reason the Toy Book magazine had classified as a collectible. So yeah, I guess that counts. So this is like #1 when it comes to adult collecting. How crazy is that? Use the dehydration gun. Bad guys in Fortnite would be also very cool. I mean, Wolf and Diane Foxington would be musts. And then also, follower of Mr. Piranha and Snake would be really adorable. Like that, okay. So all these pieces are beige. They're all beige, and it's like, how am I supposed to put this together? Browns and beige. Browns and beige. Earth tones, people. Earth tones. If you get that reference, you're a true YouTube watcher. I watch a lot of YouTube channels. Been watching YouTube pretty much my whole life. There we go. I got on YouTube in 2006, believe it or not. I'm French. It is my birthday today. Happy birthday, Carol. Happy birthday. Have we ever gotten a DreamWorks Fortnite collab? There's actually one, and I forgot to mention it in my Fortnite video. There was one item in the game that is officially licensed by DreamWorks, and that would be Justin Timberlake Can't Stop the Feeling as a jam track from the movie Trolls. That's all we have. A lot of people in the comments pointed out the reason we probably haven't gotten DreamWorks Fortnite is because of Disney buying a lot of Fortnite shares. They don't own Fortnite yet, but they do own a lot of it. And Disney gets a lot of say in when things are released in Fortnite. So, if I had to guess, they're waiting for a period where there's no big Disney releases for Fortnite. What? Oh, this is... What? That is really bizarre. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece here and this piece, and even though they don't connect, I'm going to hold them together and use some Lego Technic pieces on them, which... That feels like something a third-party set would have. That does not... Did I do this right? This does not feel right. I don't get how that's connecting. I guess it just sits there? We'll just move along and see what happens. That does not feel right. Would it be legal to wear a Shrek hat at D23? Well, my swampy friend... My swampy friend, simply just fantastic. I may be wearing a Shrek hat to D23, so keep an eye out for me. And I may be doing a challenge to see if I can find anything Shrek at D23. You heard it here. You heard it here. I may be going into enemy territory this upcoming weekend. Stay tuned for that. In before, I have to rebuild this after the live stream because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. This is a tough set, Brogres. This is a tough set. This is tougher than I could have imagined. Everything is beige. Every piece is colored the same. It's so difficult. Bayvor's Transformer collection. Yeah, I had a lot of those as kids. I'd love to buy them. Do you wish this channel existed in the late 2000s during Shrek 3 and 4 hype? No, I was insufferable as a kid. I aged like fine wine. You guys wouldn't have liked that. That's okay. We had Mike Mozart back then. If you don't know Mike Mozart, look him up. He was the original Shrek tuber before me. He was the very first person to do Shrek toy reviews on YouTube. And I grew up with his videos as a kid. And that's all I needed. See, I'm kind of the last generation of kids that didn't grow up creating content. I didn't really know how to make that stuff as a kid because I didn't have a phone until I was 17. Yeah, I didn't have a phone until I was 17, so I didn't know. I made some stuff with my DS, and that's how I ended up with some YouTube videos in like 2015. Those lost media videos that are not on the channel. If you ever see those, they're filmed with a Nintendo DS. Yeah, Nick BTV says Mike Mozart was the GOAT. Yes. He follows you on Twitter. Really, Funky Fam. That's great. I would love to meet Mike Mozart. I don't know how I'd make that happen, but yeah, he was an idol to me as a kid. He was great. Okay, now we have some teal pieces. Thank God. Look at that. We have some more color going on here so I can actually tell what I'm doing. I swear to God, if this is Shrek's innards, they should have just colored these like rainbow colors so I could figure out what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm making here. And it's all colored the same. Oh God. I'm Lego practicing here. I'm Lego maxing, as the kids would say. 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys don't know the pain of this set. Oh, I see. Okay, so these red pieces, but they're colored orange in the book. Mike Mozart and Austin crossover. That would be a crossover more ambitious than Avengers, Endgame, Doomsday, whatever it's called. Where is the 2x2? There we go. Okay. They need to make fun of Emperor's New Groove body wash. Well, yeah, that would be a good jab back at Disney. If you don't know, there was a movie called Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, which was this horrible sequel to Roger Rabbit. It was genuinely awful, and in it, they make fun of Shrek body wash. But in the original cut of the movie, they were making fun of Emperor's New Groove body wash. What's your Grail piece you don't have? See, that's always a tough question for me to answer, because my go-to was always the Shrek Forever After cast and crew statue, which I now own. So that's that is a tough one to answer. I can't think of a singular Grail. I mean, obviously the Shrek TV comes to mind as like a big one, but I think that would be more of a problem than a Grail, because it's so big I'd have to reconfigure the whole collection. So I guess I'll go with something simple and say like the Dream World Australian exclusive Princess Fiona plush, or the Dubai exclusive, was it Dubai? No, Germany exclusive. German exclusive Kitty Softpaws doll. That's really neat. She comes in a box, beautiful doll. Have you seen Shrek TVs? No, I've never seen a Shrek TV, unfortunately. You don't see them here in Southern California. They're quite common in Canada, though, where the TV released. I know people that can get them quite cheap in Canada. So, do I need to go on a road trip to Canada to buy a Shrek TV? I don't know, maybe. Maybe that'll be a goal someday. I'd love to see a modern take on the Shrek TV, just like an HD flat monitor colored in green. This build feels messy. None of the pieces are even. Everything's uneven along the top here, and it looks like a whole lot of nothing. Coco Melon. Do you think Coco Melon will fail? You know, I think they might be a bit late to the Coco Melon phenomenon. And if you looked at that trailer, they were very, what's what I'm looking for? They were very shy about the DreamWorks branding. They didn't really put a big DreamWorks logo. And I think Coco Melon might have lost the brain rot wars to stuff like Paw Patrol, and as sad as it is, AI stuff. Kids today on YouTube are just watching AI stuff. Coco Melon's like so 2018, right? Oh man, two flat pieces there. It's the plot of the biopic. Yes. We'll have Marcus and Justin as me and my dad going on an epic road trip to get the Shrek TV. And it's like, you know, it's like those Harold and Kumar films, right? It's just a nonsense road trip film. But, yeah. Oh, boy. I think that's correct. I think that's correct. I'm so glad I didn't make this a scripted video because I'm so bad at building this. It's way more funny live. Let's be honest. Coffee time. A guy going on a road trip to Canada for a Shrek TV. Yeah, Austin goes to Canada. That would be awesome. Um, yeah, that video, songs that are not in the Shrek movie but sound like they'd be in it. I watched that, and funnily enough, it's a lot of music that I listen to on my playlist, like the New Radicals, You Get What You Give. It's basically any other 2000 song that wasn't licensed to Shrek. It's a lot of stuff you'd see in like the Sony animated films. Because I know the New Radicals was used as the theme song to Surf's Up, another one of my favorite movies of all time. Did you ever watch the Angry Video Game Nerd? Oh, heck yes, I did. I grew up on the Angry Video Game Nerd. He's gonna take you back to the past. I can't sing the rest of the song because YouTube wouldn't like it. I'd love to meet James Welf. He's one of the OG goats. My favorite episode is Tiger Electronics. That episode has so many laugh out loud portions, man. That is a classic. You watch an episode like that and you're like, wow, Ralph is on fire, on fire. DreamWorks Supercars was originally a crash racing game called Crash Landed. Yeah. So I've never really brought it up in the channel, but I'm a diehard Crash Bandicoot fan. I love the Crash Bandicoot games. I've beaten all the classic ones, even Crash 4, which was ironically the toughest of them, despite being the newest. I love Crash, so I do know that Crash Landed became the DreamWorks game, and I've been looking for an excuse to talk about Crash Bandicoot. There are rumors that DreamWorks is looking into a Crash movie, and if that ever happened, it'd be like one of the things that is not connected to my love of DreamWorks could be connected to my love of DreamWorks. I still play the Crash Team Racing game, the one that came out in like 2019. That's like my go-to comfort game. I will just play that and just like grind out races to unlock some of the skins. And it's really cool. They have so many awesome deep-cut characters from all of the Crash games. They have like references to Mind Over Mutant and Twin Sanity, and you know, all those classic 2000s Crash games. Oh wait, no, that's one of these. See, I caught myself before I made a mistake there. I'm a piece short, aren't I? Uh-oh. We got a problem here. Let's look at the group chat. Yeah, I heard Vincent Pastor passed away. That's very unfortunate. Big Butts. That's what he says in Shark Tale. I would have loved to have met him because he did do the con circuit and sign Shark Tale stuff. So I definitely missed out there. I missed out on a lot of cons this summer because of the move. Ah, there it is. There it is. The move messed up my con schedule. I was supposed to meet Don Bluth. Oh, I was so close to meeting Don Bluth. It was gonna happen. And the day I was scheduled to meet Don Bluth was the day the house closed. It was the one day I could not miss. It was the day I had to meet with the realtor to get the keys to the house. So it was like, no, I had to let that one go. I did. Funky Fam says Crunch and Nina Main here. Yeah, Crunch and Nina Main. I like the Penguin, Pen to the Penguin. That's kind of cheating though, because the stats on that one are the best. I feel like Coco's got really good stats, because Coco's got like high acceleration and speed. Bad at turning corners though, but I'm never good at turning corners in kart racers. My favorite, oh yeah, the Bugs Bunny birthday blowout with Mike Matei. I mean, there's another legend, right? Oh no. Oh no, I lost the piece. There we go. I gotta catch myself before I make these mistakes. There we go. Now, this one goes here, okay? And that goes there, okay? There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to, like, get some progress done here and focus. And then I'll answer some more questions. I can't mess this up, unfortunately. I have to have a buildable LEGO Shrek in my life. It's needed. It's needed. Okay. Oh no. Oh, okay, I was worried there. I was worried that I made a critical error. Alright. Will you do a Lego? Lego. Will you do a Lego on? Coffee time. Coffee time. Every time I make a mistake, I have to sip of coffee. Will you do a video on the mystery Shrek figures? Yes. I'm buying a whole set of them. We will have them. That looks like the greatest set of Shrek figures ever. Are you kidding? Yes, yes, and yes. Folk Manus Puppets needs to make a dragon from... Yeah. I don't know a lot about Folk Manus, but my buddy Justin Talks Puppets. He's got a great collection of those, and some of them... He showed me his collection. They're really, really cool. Thoughts on generative AI? It's so bad. LMAO. Yeah. I don't know how to feel on the whole AI thing. I know DreamWorks has taken a very anti-AI stance, which no one else in the industry has taken. So, good for them for, having a vision and saying, look, we're going to stand here on AI. It'll be interesting to see where AI goes. I really don't know how to feel about it yet. I don't want anyone to lose their jobs, so that's first and foremost what I don't want. But I feel like we're kind of at a point where we have to sadly accept that it's going to be everywhere. I mean, it's used all over in advertising and in the industry. And if there's room in the industry to use it for like storyboarding and very monotonous tasks, then maybe there's a use there. But should an entire movie be made with generative AI? I don't know about that, man. I don't know. DreamWorks being the GOAT. Yeah, DreamWorks, they're always willing to take stances where Disney is always trying to please everyone. Disney's always kind of trying to walk this fine line. DreamWorks will be like, we do this. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because now DreamWorks, they've taken the stance with AI. They really can't use it, and there have already been a few DreamWorks projects that, if you know where to look, definitely use AI. So it's kind of like, well, is this just posturing? Are they not living up to the ideals? I don't know. I'll leave that for you to decide. But I will say this, Shrek 5, thankfully, has been in development so long, I can positively say there's not going to be any AI used in the movie. They've been working on that film since 2016, so it predates all of the AI stuff, so I don't think it'll have an ounce of that anywhere in the movie, so... have you seen Shrek eating cheesecake? Yes. I remember when they announced Shrek 5 for a 2019 release. Yeah, I do too. It was announced in 2016, and it was due for 2019. And I believe Illumination was supposed to handle the majority of the animation, which would have been really interesting to see. I would love to know what that version of the movie was like. If I was in charge with Crash, I'd have a Down Under for Men at Work as the trailer. Oh, heck yeah. I love Men at Work. One of my favorite bands from the 80s. Or what's it called? One of my favorite songs of all time. Of course, now my brain is slipping. It's oh my god, my Lego set is falling apart here. It goes, day after day, it reappears. Overkill, that's it. Overkill by Men at Work. One of my all-time favorite songs right there. They are a goated band right there. DreamWorks being the GOAT, and AI doesn't belong anywhere. It steals from artists, wastes water, etc. Yeah, I hear ya. I hear ya on the AI thing. Sadly, I don't have a say in Hollywood. I'm just a dude that buys the toys, so... We'll see, right? We'll see. It's a scary world out there we're going in. It's a scary world. There we go. And... there we go. There was a rumor Shrek 5 was going to be a reboot. Yeah, that... I could tell you that was not a rumor. That was real. There were talks of Shrek 5 being a full-on reboot. That was going to happen. But somewhere along the road, they decided to not do that. Thankfully. Thank goodness. Oh, what? I'm trying to figure this out, and it's not... McFarlane plush, yes. I used to listen to them so much. Same. Sonic Jujutsu, Men at Work. Yeah, they're a great band. I'm doing a film course, and I'm planning to pitch a movie about animators fighting AI. I mean, I'd love to see it. Would you ever direct a DreamWorks animated picture? I don't know a thing about that. Again, I am not Hollywood. That's when it comes to discussions about animation, AI, and the industry, I am just a guy that buys toys at the end of the day. I am not I guess I'm a content creator now, right? That just kind of happened by accident, though. Who's the baddie on the laptop? That would be Carol G. Carol G is a Latin film artist. Coffee made a mistake. She's one of the biggest Latin singers in the world. She's huge. And I discovered her through Puss in Boots, which she did the soundtrack to, and I think she's wonderful. I also found her in Fortnite. She had a lot of songs in Fortnite. Comfort cartoons. Sadly, they use AI so much. It only gets called out when it's noticed. Once it's indistinguishable, it's a wrap. Yeah, that's true. A lot of these, I'm telling you, that's why when DreamWorks, they take that stance and they say that, I'm like, are you guys really going to hold up to it, though? I don't know. I don't know. There's already been a few, like, advertisements, Instagram posts, things that are DreamWorks related, that very clearly used AI. And I think what bothers me most is when they don't even try to hide it. You know, some of these companies will use it and they won't tell you. They'll trace over it or they'll use it in the process. But some of these companies are just flat out, like, generating AI ads and putting them on Instagram. And I'm just like, it looks so tacky. It looks so cheap. It would be weird how many references to MJ and Mike Myers. Mike Myers was in the Michael Jackson movie. He was in that. Yeah, he was also in Bohemian Rhapsody. Why is Mike Myers appearing in all these random musical biopics? It's so random. Okay, I have to figure out how to get these things connected because I am at a loss. Okay, that. This doesn't look right. What did I do? How did I build this wrong? Oh, I see. It's this piece here that's wrong. Kodiak Bales is a live stream. What? I know, right? AI Slop is controlling our lives, unfortunately. It feels like that. I feel like we're in the Matrix now, right? Have you seen the Toy Biz Wolverine plush? Yeah, I've seen that at flea markets. You should come to the United Kingdom. I'd love to. I'd love to meet up with all the Brogres out there. A lot of good Brogres in the UK. And they have the Shrek London experience. Was that what I did wrong? Oh, okay. I'm starting to see my mistake. I built part of this wrong, so let's do this here. If I made a custom Puss in Boots LPS, would you be interested in having me to ship it to you? Wow, that would be very, very kind. Very kind. I'm still, unfortunately, in the process of getting my P.O. box set up right now. My mail's been kind of a disaster. I moved to a small town. I moved from a suburb of Los Angeles in the big city to a very, very small town. And the town is so small that there's only one key maker for the mailbox, so it's been kind of a mess trying to get my mail set up here. So hopefully next month I'll have that figured out. It's been kind of a big adjustment. I don't want to go to Nickelodeon Land in Blackpool, says Comfort Cartoons. Why, is it bad? Is that a Blackpool Pleasure Beach? That's kind of a run-down park, right? I know the UK has got some very grungy beaches, which I'd love to go to, because, you know, I'm used to the very, very clean, warm California beaches. I'd love to see some UK beaches, just because it'd be such a different change of pace. We need a U-2s. A U-2s of me? You know, I would say I'm not big enough, but man, they're making U-2s of anyone these days. There's all sorts of U-2s. I'm like, who is this supposed to be? You know who needs a U-2s is Comfort Cartoons. Marcus needs a U-2s. He is worthy. He's worthy of having a U-2s. And adjusted U-2s of him with a Kermit puppet would be hilarious. I would love to see that. Please post P.O. boxes a thing or two. I'm sending. I'm working on it. Again, I live in a small town now, and the post office situation is a bit of a nightmare. It's a work in progress, but it will happen. Comfort Cartoons, I want to go. I'm typing and walking. Where are you at right now, Marcus? Are you still flea marketing? Are you at the flea market still? Oh man, what? I'm sorry, guys. I built this thing totally wrong. So glad I didn't make this a regular video. It would have been a train wreck. It's better as a live stream. Small towns are good. I legit wish the town I lived in was small. Yeah, it's a big adjustment. I mean, Los Angeles is literally one of the biggest cities in the world, and sprawling. It's absolutely sprawling now. And to live essentially now in a very tiny town in the woods is really, really weird. It's so different. we have a fire station and fire dangers, and I have to wake up and like check what the fire danger is and flooding, and there's a lot of new things you have to adjust to, but it is very peaceful. It is very peaceful. I love being close to nature. I've never ever been close to nature in my life. I've always lived in like the concrete jungle, right in the inner city. So it's pretty cool now to be able to look out my window and see like pine trees, right? I feel like I'm Shrek in the swamp. But although my neighborhood is having a rattlesnake infestation this week, so not a good week to go outside, and it's about 105 degrees, so that too. What do we got here? Kodiak Bear, I'm so bad with Legos. I know I'm horrible at this. This is an old man trying to put together a Lego set. I'm so bad at this. Thank you for being here with me as I do this. Comfort Cartoons, I'm on my way home now, walking to the parking lot from Cyprus. Ah, okay. So you must have done Golden West and then Cyprus. I like Cyprus a little more. That's a good flea market. I tend to do pretty well there when it comes to plushies and things. Oh, they still don't connect. How did this happen? Alright, what else we got here? I'm going for my boy Gingy next month. Yeah, the minifigure series. It sounds like Austin moved to the setting of a Don Bluth movie. Pretty much. It is whimsical out here. Except for the rattlesnakes. We have a skunk infestation. Oh man. See, I don't have to worry about skunks, but we do get coyotes, rattlesnakes, lots of snakes, stuff like that. Quite a bit of Shrek Forever After in the UK. Yeah, I need to get across the pond. I need to. How do you have two blockbuster Fionas? I quote Michael Keaton from The Founder. Persistence. You just gotta look. Check other sites like Awful Up, Poshmark, places you wouldn't expect people to list things or where you're gonna find those good deals. Y'all need Rango. We do. We need a sheriff in this town because Rattlesnake Jake is infesting. Like, it's crazy. And, like, it's not even just the area. It's, like, my exact street has had, like, 5 rattlesnake sightings this week. So they're going for this area, probably because of the pine trees. They know it's cooler here. So all the snakes are gathering here, which is kind of terrifying. Ben Stiller was in Smash Mouth, predicted All-Star, Rattlesnake Jake. I saw Minions and Monsters. That was one of the first things I did when I moved here is I checked out the local movie theater and I saw Minions and Monsters and I thought it was really cute. I really enjoyed it, actually. Probably the best experience I've had with an Illumination movie since Hop, which isn't saying a whole lot, but I did like Minions and Monsters. I even debated buying some of the toys and reviewing here, but oh, the move. The move just consumed my life, you know. That Shrek trailer analysis should not have taken that long, but oh boy, moving is quite a process. Oh, you in Big Bear? No, I'm not in Big Bear, but it's within the proximity. It's possible to go there, and that's probably all I'll say. It's a tiny town. Wow. How did this happen? I don't understand what mistake I made in building this. Let's walk from the other side. Yeah, the swamps. I'm living like the Swamp King people, right? That's all I need is some alligators. Did you watch Toy Story 5? I did. Cyprus is really nice. See, there's a lot of cities named Cyprus, though. We're talking about Cyprus, California, which, it is nice. It's a nice college town. And it's got a good flea market. It's got a very good flea market. Now I'm walking backwards. Now I'm walking, like, from the other side. Coyote v. Acme. Maybe. I have good movie theaters now. So, my previous town I lived in, which was a suburb of LA, all the movie theaters went out of business. There wasn't a single movie theater, so I had to drive like 20 minutes to get to one. So I have not lived within driving distance to a theater in some time. Digital Circus. Yeah, I missed out on Digital Circus in the theater. I wanted to see that in the theater, but I couldn't. Because the move just consumed things. I got to see Shrek in the theater when they did the re-release. I just ended up driving to the next town over to see that. Try this. Try that backwards. That there. Wow, this is a hard set to build. I am really not understanding this set. Austin the Brimstone X Glitch. Well, I did a Mortar Drones video a while back, and I'd love to do more Glitch Productions toys. Something I've considered. I really liked Mortar Drones. I enjoy Digital Circus. I liked Mortar Drones a little bit more. And Game of Us. Game of Us looks really good. Did not care for Gas Lamp District, whatever it was called. The Halloween one. Didn't care for that one. Coyote v Acme is going to be peak. I hope so. I hope so. I hope people aren't setting their expectations to the roof because it's a pretty low budgeted film. I would just say that. Coyote v Acme is a very low budgeted film, so it's not gonna be Space Jam, if you know what I mean. Try this. Try that. Eventually, the law of the law of averages says I have to be able to build this. Andrew Good Guy says, I'm going to turn into Austin with Boiling Point March. Yeah, Ice Age. We've never had an Ice Age movie under the Disney ownership in theaters. There was that Buck Wild thing, but that doesn't count because that was like a COVID-era streaming release. This is like a real release, and I will love to know how they're going to handle the merchandise. My bold prediction, lots of Five Below. I think there's going to be a lot of Five Below Ice Age merch. Oh, yes. Yes! Oh my god, that took me way too long to figure out. Thank the maker. Thank the maker. Luciano says, I don't know if it's going to have IMAX. Ooh, I don't think Ice Age is IMAX. Shrek keeps fluctuating in and out of IMAX. 1 week Shrek will be an IMAX release, the other week it'll be out of IMAX release. It really just depends on when the movie actually releases, right? Because Shrek's release date has been thrown around like a game of hot potato. Every time they delay it, the IMAX status changes. I want to say at this moment, Shrek is an IMAX release. I want to say so. Acorn Popcorn Bucket has to happen. I agree, Ice Age better have tons of popcorn buckets. Who would Austin the Brimstone cast as a live-action Shrek 2? I mean, I would just love to see it with Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy. They're still alive. Why not? Just have them be Shrek and Donkey. Puss in Boots is going to be the end credit scene. I agree. Puss in Boots is going to be the end credit scene. Yeah. Minion Con. I have a Minion plush in my room that is big enough to fit a toddler-sized short. Cool. I mean, the Build-A-Bear Minions can wear t-shirts too. And the good thing about Minions is there is a lot to collect. There is a lot to collect. Oh, God, is it backwards? I'm looking at it. Oh, no. How did this happen? Literally, how did this happen? Wait. Please. Please. Oh. Please? Okay. Ta-da. Okay, this looks correct. We're going to continue with this and see what happens. Very MZ8G. I've been in a very Ninja Turtles mood lately. About a Ninja Turtle 6-pack from Target. It was really good. I love my boy Shred. Yeah, I like that they're reproducing all the classic toys so that you don't have to pay the crazy secondhand prices for Ninja Turtles because, I mean, the market on those has skyrocketed. My Ninja Turtle movie growing up was TMNT. I saw that one in the theater, and I thought it was pretty good. Never had any of the toys, though. You know, you kind of had to pick and choose your lanes as a kid. And my lanes were Shrek and Star Wars Revenge of the Sith around that time, so there wasn't going to be any room for Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles. I have some of the NECA figures, though. I really like the Mona Lisa figure they did. That was a great figure, so I got that one. What else we got? Luciano. They showed the trailer on the IMAX release of Minions and Monsters, and at the end it had the experience in an IMAX tagline. See, does it have the IMAX tagline now? Okay. It probably will be, and I mean, I'd love to see it. I don't think I have any true IMAX theaters near me, though. I'd have to drive down to Los Angeles, which, you know, that's never a fun experience. But I have beautiful theaters near me, so I'll be okay with the theatrical experience for Shrek 5. I hope we get a Shrek 5 vlog at AMC. Yeah, you know, I'm actually thinking of doing a meetup at my theater when Shrek 5 comes out. What do you guys think of that? Would you guys want to see Shrek 5 with me, and we could, like, all go to the theater together. Because, again, I have a cool theater that's like an independent little indie theater. A lot better than the big chains. And the service is always really good. Of course, I do also have, like, I have a Regal chain near me, so, you know, we could do that, too. I'd love that, yes, excellent. Yeah. The question would just be, you know, how many be willing to make the drive? How many, California Brogres we got here? Maybe I could find a theater closer to LA, I don't know. We'll have to see, but something I'm floating is a big, a Brogo meetup. And we can do a video and, like, all do our little review of Shrek 5 when we leave the theater. But that would be a repeat showing for me, because I am going opening night. I have to. I have to go opening night for Shrek 5. That's going to be like a holiday for me. Imagine Shrek 5 in 75mm IMAX, right? Simply fantastic. Shrek 5 won't be delayed. See, I want to say it's not going to get delayed again, but there's one terrible thing that could cause it to get delayed, and that's that Shrek 5 is releasing in the second weekend of Spider-Verse, which might be a really big problem, because as we have learned, Spider-Man is a juggernaut at the box office like nothing else. I would argue Spider-Man is the most valuable IP in the world right now. I think even bigger than the Avengers themselves is Spider-Man. So I think going up against the second weekend of Spider-Verse is going to be very tough for Shrek 5. And I almost think they are going to delay it. I think they'd be wise to even delay it again. I know, none of us want to see it get delayed again, but I'm a little worried about Spider-Verse. I'm so sad that NECA lost the Turtles license. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Everybody lost the Turtles license. Everybody lost it. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Shrek does up against Spider-Man. Okay, look at that. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Then this goes there. My friends, my Brogres, this is not a beginner's Lego set. Not for the casual builder. This is a Lego, a master of the Lego bricks right here. I would drive from Wisconsin to California to see it. Wow, I mean, Jackson, that would be impressive, but I mean, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I feel like every aspect of the set just makes me go, and confuses me. Nope, that doesn't go there. Oh, it's a smaller piece. Okay. You also said you plan to finish it over 2 streams. Yeah, no, it's not going to be 2 streams. It's going to be like 4 or 5 streams at this point. I was not expecting as good of a showing. I mean, it's really wonderful to see so many Brogos show up, and I'll sit and answer all the questions. I love this type of stuff. This is great. I've never done a live stream, so it's pretty fun. So we'll have to do this again and make this like a thing now, a series of building the Lego Shrek. Also, to be fair, I thought this set was going to be a lot easier to build than it is. This is a tough set. I'm so down for more streams. This is great. Yeah, we'll do these all the way up through the minifigures releasing. This looks like the way to cover Lego, because covering Lego is kind of difficult, because I don't know if you know, but the Lego influencers get the Lego sets way in advance. So everyone who wanted to see the Lego Shrek already saw the Lego Shrek, when the Lego influencers got it early. They've already gotten the minifigures. You can watch full reviews of the Lego minifigures. So I was kind of at a point where I'm like, how am I going to do this? Because everyone's already seen the Lego set. Who wants to watch me build it and review it? Like, what am I going to do? Say, oh, this set is good? Everyone's reviewed it. We all know it's a pretty good set. So, you know, I'm going with something different. Look, this piece of grass goes here. This is the base. This is all just the base. We have not actually started building Shrek yet. That is very painful. And also explains why it was so beige. Telephone Wire says, all the Lego influencers dislike the figures and the set. I think they are crazy. Really? Really? I think I only watched, like, Ashen Flash's review, because he's the one that did the LEGO Ideas set, so I wanted to see him compare it with his own ideas. I stayed away from most of the influencers because I didn't want their review to affect mine, and, you know, I didn't want to repeat what they said. I just kind of figured that they liked the set because it looked like a really cool set. Do they not like this set? Is this set not popular? Really enlighten me. I don't know. It's a tough build. I will say that. It's a very tough build, but the set itself, I mean, if you look at the box or the photos online, it looks pretty good. Ash and Flash's idea set lives in my head rent-free. I know, right? I know. I will stay awake thinking about Ash and Flash's LEGO set and what could have been. And I know it's always going to come down to LEGO not wanting to pay royalties to these LEGO Ideas sets. That's what it comes down to. Very unfortunate and sad. Because I loved Ash and Flash's set. That was the work of a true Brogre right there. So many little references and details and all the Puss in Boots characters. It was too cool. It was so cool. They say his face is wrong and the figures are lazy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Really? Really? Like, is this coming from, like, the big LEGO influencers? Like, Just Too Good? Because I haven't watched the Just Too Good video. I think I watched, like 5 seconds of it and left a comment, but I was like, no, I don't want, you know, my opinion to be influenced. I figured it would be glowing. That is surprising. That is surprising. Austin, do you like Gumby? Who doesn't like Gumby? Gumby's awesome. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I messed up. How did that happen? What? I messed up on the blue. We're gonna have to go back. Same, I love the streams. This is Chloe, thank you. There's gonna be a lot of streams, because Brogre doesn't know how to build Legos. This Brogre is lost. Did I just miss some bricks? I must have just missed some bricks. So if we position it like that... Have you seen Tusker? Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I will be completely honest. Todd McFarlane needs to be the Shrek 5 for me. Well, that depends if McFarlane gets the toy license again. I don't know if he is. I feel like McFarlane's kind of dropped off in recent time. Yeah, I missed a step for some bricks. Look at that. Well, now that I know I'm building the base, I can take this apart and add those blue bricks. Brown bricks requires brown bricks. If you know that reference. Again, you're a real one. Yeah, okay, that looks correct. Emphasis on looks correct. Ogres are like Legos. Lots of Legos. Yeah, Funky Fame, you are correct. You are absolutely correct. Ninja Drone, my favorite 18 plus that I built is the Wall-E and Eve. You know, I really like the idea of the LEGO 18 plus sets in concept, and then actually building them is like, oh my god. Oh my god. See, when I was a kid, this stuff was great because I had nothing to do all day, right? Remember, this is before Fortnite existed. I didn't know what to do as a kid, so I would just sit around building Legos. It was a great time waster. Now, as a busy adult, you're like, when do you have the time for this sort of thing? And I was kind of unsure what to do. Like, do I make a giant, long, epic video of me building the set? Like, who would watch that? I'm like, no. I need to figure out live streaming. Why not? Good as time as ever. Marilyn says, have you listened to the Carol G album? No. I pretty much just woke up, ate a donut, and started the live stream. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've done. I just woke up. Where was that frog supposed to go? Oh, it gets added on at the end. Okay, there's the frog. There we go. And then there's the lily pieces. Brown wicks in Minecraft, yep. Have you watched The Grinch 2000s? Yeah, I've seen The Grinch 2000 with Jim Carrey. It's a bloated mess of a movie, but, you know, I do like some aspects of it. Kodiak Bale, what are some really obscure cartoons you like? Well, I'm always going to go to my favorite GOAT, Alpha and Omega. I think Alpha and Omega is great. I don't know why it doesn't have a big following and, like, a bunch of merchandise. That movie should have been huge. I also like Space Chimps. My taste in animated movies is garbage. You will soon learn. I like all that DreamWorks adjacent 2000 stuff. Okay, there's The base. There's the base right there. Just like the Mega Brands Minions, if we're comparing them. Yeah, Mega Bloks got Minions, didn't they? I'm shocked we didn't get Mega Bloks Shrek. That felt like it should have been a thing in the 2000s, and it wasn't. So this is our base for Shrek and Donkey. That means these are extra pieces. I'm going to go ahead and put them over there. And then we're going to start on bag 2. And I think that'll be what we'll do. We'll do bags 1 and 2 today, and we'll save the others for another time. So we got one more big bag here. Space Chimps. I just watched that one. Yeah, Space Chimps. I have a Space Chimps story. I saved up my money for Space Chimps. You see, my family did an epic binge of Planet of the Apes when they did the Blu-ray releases of that in like 2008. And we watched all of Planet of the Apes. And as a kid, I really liked them. So I wanted Space Chimps because, you know, it kind of reminded me of Planet of the Apes. So I saved up like $25 of allowance. And I actually bought the Space Chimps DVD new when it came out at Blockbuster. I went to Blockbuster. I spent $25 on Space Chimps. Yeah, physical media, man. Used to be pricey. Simply fantastic. Do you think Shrek 5 will make $2 billion? Oh, I wish I could say yes, but no. I don't even know if it'll top $1 billion, I'll be honest. Shrek 2 almost cracked $1 billion, which was really impressive for 2004. Shrek 2 was the #1 movie in 2004. It actually beat Spider-Man 2, which I don't think is possible in today's world, as painful as it is. I think Spider-Man is just so huge that Shrek will have trouble competing with Spider-Man. That's why I'm terrified of Spider-Verse going up against Shrek. I think Spider-Verse could outgrow Shrek 5. I actually do. At the end of the day, Shrek 5 is kind of one for us boomers, us Gen Z boomers. The question is, are kids today, Generation Alpha, are they going to show up for Shrek 5? That I don't know. I know they're out there. I know they watch this channel. I know there is a next generation of Brogres. Are there enough of them? That's going to be the question. That is going to be the question. Planet of the Apes video, question mark. I mean, maybe. I'd love to do a Space Chimps video. They did make Space Chimps toys. They're really rare. And I would love to get them. There's a couple of movies that, like, I would just love to have the toys of. Space Chimps, Alpha and Omega, Rango. These are all movie toy lines I would love to have, but they are rare and pricey. What else we got here? Would Over the Hedge 2 or B-Movie 2 be considered boomer movies if they got made? Yeah, they would, because kids today just don't know them. It's painful to say. We're at a point where we're 10 years out for the Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie was 10 years ago. Things have changed. We are in a post-Spider-Verse K-pop Demon Hunters world where it's Sony's game, man. Sony is the one that controls the hits. And you look at something like GOAT, for example. GOAT was a big hit with the kids. Generation Alpha loves GOAT. That movie was huge. And I think it was because of Sony. I think Sony has a lot more power than we realize in the animation world. They are the DreamWorks of the 2020s, without a doubt. I'm something of a broker myself. Emoji Movie was 10... I know! It's funny because there was that big controversy when they canceled Popeye because of the Emoji Movie. And people were saying, like, Sony had no game in the animation world, which is really funny in hindsight because now Sony is the benchmark for animation. Disney and DreamWorks are just living in Sony's world. And Sony's the one that gets to call all the shots and have all the power. And that's why they're discontinuing discs, because who's going to tell them no? Nobody. Nobody's going to tell them no. There was an animated movie called Help, I'm a Fish. Yeah, actually, that movie, Help, I'm a Fish, that was from Warner Brothers Munich made that. It's a very strange film. They also made an even stranger film called The Fearless Four. And if you like Shrek, you should watch Fearless 4. It is really weird. The whole thing's on YouTube for free. It's so bad it's good. And the animation is actually really, really solid. You will like it. Look up Fearless 4 on YouTube. You'll thank me. Have you seen the live-action Alvin and the Chipmunks movies? I have a soft spot for them. Very hop-coded, indeed very hop-coded. They're one of my sister's favorites. She was very into chipmunks, so that was kind of her whole wheelhouse was chipmunks. She had all the plush growing up, and she saw them in the theater, so it was very much my sister's thing. I've seen them; they're good. I like Chipwrecked. I think Chipwrecked is the best of the quadrilogy. The only hits Sony had before Spider-Verse were Hotel Transylvania. Yeah, they also had Surf's Up, which wasn't really a hit. It did okay. It got more critical acclaim than it did commercial acclaim. I really like it. I think it's one of the best. Let's try this. Okay, I'm missing a step. There we go. Love that for her. Yeah, she really liked the Chipmunks movies. I like the Chipmunk Adventure, the one from the 80s. That's a cool movie. The animation in it is great. Absolutely great. Classic, hand-drawn animation. And it's independent, too. It's an indie movie, which a lot of people don't know. That was made by an independent team. That was not Disney. And you look at stuff like the Chipmunk Adventure and Don Bluth and all his stuff, and that was the precursor for DreamWorks. There was no DreamWorks without stuff like those movies. You should collab with Athena P. I don't know who that is. I've been wanting to do collabs. It's just, again, the move. The move just consumed my whole life. So as it finally starts to wind down here, I should be able to make more videos. I have kind of a weird day coming up. I can't say what it is, but I have somebody coming over to film. It's not another YouTuber. It's related to TV commercial production. That's all I can say. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Stay tuned. The Chipmunks Nickelodeon series. Yeah, no, I've never seen it. Yeah, Don Bluth was planning to make. He wasn't planning to make Ice Age. More so, he was tasked with making Ice Age because he was kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Shoot, I'm losing my train of thought here. He was like a contract person that Fox had. So Don Bluth pretty much worked on whatever Fox told him to work on. So like Titan AE, for example, I've read Don Bluth's autobiography. It's very good. It's called Somewhere Out There. He didn't sit down and make Titan AE. Titan AE was something Fox was already making, and Fox just kind of told him, can you come on board and work with this? And same thing happened with Ice Age. Ice Age had a lot of development trouble. So they kind of told Don Bluth, hey, could you give us some pointers? So he worked on some of the early production stuff, but, by all accounts, it's not a Don Bluth movie. We love Don Bluth in this house. We do. There's no DreamWorks without Don Bluth. There really isn't, because DreamWorks started off as an offshoot of Amblimation, and Amblimation made American Tail. So you could directly connect a through line from Don Bluth movies directly to DreamWorks. And the lineage is there. Do you own any animation cells? I own quite a bit of animation stuff. Not to brag, but I do have good animation stuff, and I do plan on showing a lot of it off in a future video. Stay tuned. It was all packed very early into the move because I was very nervous about that stuff getting damaged. But yeah, you're gonna see some wow stuff. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. I love Rescue Rangers. Oh yeah. Rescue Rangers is great. Oh my God, Justin's dad. Hey Ray, how you doing? It's Justin's dad in the chat there. Yeah, I have the Rescue Rangers Blu-ray set, and I watch those episodes often. I think they're great. I think they're wonderful little self-contained half-hour adventures. They make me really miss the episodic format when you had a whole little Disney movie in 22 minutes. And some of those episodes are classics. Adventures in, I think it's called Adventures in Squirrel Sitting. The one that they do Adventures in Babysitting, but with the Chipmunks. That is a great episode. There's a lot of good Rescue Ranger episodes. I would say if I had to pick a Disney afternoon, Tailspin. Tailspin Man is where it's at. That is an amazing show. I do grow up with Nim. Heck yeah. Jackson, do you ever watch Hoodwinked? Okay, this is gonna blow your mind. Oh God, expect Rescue Ranger gifts. I do actually have quite a few Rescue Ranger toys. I have the Funko figures, not the pop vinyls, but the action figures they did of Gadget and Chip and Dale, but they never made Monterey Jack. They never made Monterey Jack, so if they ever complete the team one day and make like a full set of Rescue Rangers with the Screaming Eagle for them all to go in, that'll be the day. That'll be the day. Did you know Shrek 1 was really close to getting a Best Picture nomination? So, I actually did not know that until Shafrillis' newest video, and I believe that is new information. It's not mentioned in the books I've read on DreamWorks Shrek and the Academy. I've never seen that bit mentioned. So, I think Shafrillis knows some stuff there. I think that's new information, but who knows? Maybe he's read something I haven't. But yeah, that was surprising to learn. Shrek History, hey, you're here, the GOAT. Oh my god, and Dumb Jake too in the room, heck yeah. Thank you, Jake, the new room is looking pretty fresh. Absolutely, well, it's good to see some of my favorite content creators on the internet here in the live stream as I struggle to build a Lego set. This is a comedy, folks. This is a comedy unfolding right before our eyes, because this is quite the thing I'm building here. Quite the thing. Livestream is popping. It is popping. It is. I've never done a live stream except for those Fortnite live streams that nobody watched, and that was almost 10 years ago. So it's a pretty impressive showing today. It is a very impressive showing. It's good to see you. It's very good to see you. I love bringing the Brogres together. That's why I was saying earlier, when Shrek 5 comes out, man, we got to do some sort of meetup. Some sort of Brogre meetup. It would be so epic. So epic. The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is my favorite Disney show. Was that the puppet one? I think I remember seeing that once. Did you ever watch Hoodwinked? Do you know, I've never seen Hoodwinked, believe it or not. As a kid, that fake Shrek stuff upset me. Because as a kid, I could go like, ooh, that's like trying to be Shrek, but it's not. I can't watch that. I know, it's really silly. But as a kid, that did bother me. Funky Fiend, yeah, well, now we're all watching, yeah. Lego is tougher for us older folks. Tell me about it, Jake. Let me tell you a story. You'll understand this. My dad bought a Blockies Star Wars set, and man, I could not figure that out. I was completely lost. Let us pray to the ogre gods that we never get a Blockies Shrek, because I had no idea what I was doing. Couldn't build it for the life of me. And they've made Blocky's Minions sets, which terrifies me. If they've made Blocky's Minions, it means Blocky Shrek is coming, so I gotta prepare for that. You should stream Fortnite when Shrek gets added, Larry Lupo. I will stream Fortnite when Shrek gets added. Looking forward to that video, thank you. Do you want a Shrek Lego game, all of the old Star Wars games? I would love that. I was a huge Lego game kid. I used to always rent them and see if I could beat them in a blockbuster weekend. And the format's perfect because you have 4 Shrek movies, and Puss in Boots could be the secret level. It's perfectly formatted to a Lego game, but they don't really make old-style Lego games anymore. They do these open-world, weird kind of games now. It's really sad. They don't make the classic Lego games. Where did you get your amazing hat? I love it, says Bernard. Hot Topic. This was a release from Hot Topic. I believe it was called the Fall Shrek hat. There was another one called the Summer Bucket hat. This was the Fall version. Jake, you've twisted my arm enough. I'm traveling to you to watch Shrek 5. Heck yeah, come on to California, man. We gotta go to some Shrek events. I'll be curious to see if they do any like events down in Hollywood. I mean, I would drive down there to check out the scene. Shrek History, the Book of Pooh is the puppet one, and that's a classic. The New Adventures is the animated one. Gotcha. Nostalgic Adam, is your dad a collector as well? Oh, he is a big collector. He's got a lot of toys, more than me. That's why I am a collector. My family taught me the ways of collecting. Everyone in my family collects. You can check them out on the Pixel Game Squad YouTube channel. They did an interview with my whole family, and they do a tour of all of our collections. It's pretty wild. It's an interesting video. If you ever want to learn about me, you know, my life's kind of an open book. There you go. Go watch that. I appreciate you watching my one video. Thank you, Jax. I try to support the Brogres. I know one of our Brogres, Cheesy Stuff, has been doing really great videos. I've been trying to watch his. Blockies actually did make minions. I have them in the crate, yes, but I can't build them. We cannot have Blocky Shrek. I'm so bad at those. Um, Lego was peak in the early 2000s and 2010s. Maybe, but it could just be your nostalgia talking, because I think the new sets are pretty cool. I know people have mixed opinions about the adult Legos. I can't seem to build them, but I do like them in concept. They do seem like good sets. Um, Favorite Robin Williams wall? The rapping bat from Fern Gully. I'm batty. Bro is collecting loyalty. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna watch that one after. Yeah, it's on the Pixel Game Squad channel. It's got me in the thumbnail. It's like called This House is Crazy, and it's the old house. It's before I moved, so it's gonna be the old swamp. But it is a pretty good video. Kind of crazy. We never got Lego for Shrek. Yeah, but Lego wasn't licensing as much back then. Mega Bloks was. It's most surprising we didn't get Mega Bloks Shrek back in the day. Oh, Jake became a member. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a super swampy supporter. I appreciate it. I don't, unfortunately, I can't read the names anymore. I stopped doing that, but you will get the exclusive emotes for that, and you'll have the little Lord Farquaad by your name, which is great. So, thank you. I much appreciate it. And I can get myself a cup of coffee, because Lord knows I need it. I just made a mistake right there. Every time I make a mistake, we have a sip. McKenna Grace should be Fiona. I don't know who McKenna Grace is. I'm so out of touch. Love Monster Fanatic. Did you see Gabby's Dollhouse the movie? I did not see Gabby's Dollhouse the movie. My DreamWorks allegiance can only go so far. That is definitely not for me. Same goes for the Coco Melon movie. The trailer went up for. It's got DreamWorks in the name, but it ain't for me. I try to tell people like my era of collecting is very specific. I try to collect the things that I am nostalgic for, with some exceptions. There are some modern things I like. Glitch Productions comes to mind. I really enjoyed Mortal Drones, Digital Circus Game, of course, that type of thing. In many ways, Glitch feels like the modern DreamWorks. They're very much mavericks in the animation world, like DreamWorks was back in the day. Jake Wolf, this is about to be a 24-hour live stream. Yeah, we're only going to build, actually, the rest of this bag, and then I'm going to wrap it up, just because, I got to eat lunch and all that, and I got things to edit and do. Such is life. But we're going to continue on, and I'll be slow at building this so we can answer some more questions here, because it's a good showing. It's a very, very good showing. Thank you all for coming and watching me build this crazy thing. We'll make this a series. We'll just keep building the Lego bags. Do you think the Donkey movie will be a prequel? That's confirmed, actually. It's in the press release that Donkey is a prequel. You'll learn how Donkey is built, just like how this Donkey is built. Have you seen Happily Never After? I've never seen Happily Never After. That was another one. As a kid, I was like, ooh, that's a fake Shrek. I want to see that. But I'd watch it now. Noyard, if you ever wanted help making an Ogre Sona, shoot me a message. I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Noyard. And you drew me some lovely art a while back that was really cool. I really appreciated that. I actually think about that often. I have that artwork like saved right on my documents, so I look at that all the time, and it makes me happy just seeing that. Mega Mind X Mega Bloks. Yeah, why did it happen? I'm a little mad they didn't license Minions and Monsters. Yeah, I think Minions, it got caught up in COVID, the last movie. If you'll recall, those Minions toys for the Rise of Gru came out like a year and a half before the movie, because of what happened. So I think licensors were scared the second time around, because they had so much unsold stock from the first Minions movie, not the first, but the Rise of Gru, because of the delays. Lego Luca, I'm so against Coco Melon. Yeah. I remember when Coco Melon caught on YouTube, it was really annoying, but honestly, compared to the YouTube AI stuff, like, it's kind of a more innocent era. We didn't know how good we had it with Skibbity and Brain Rot and all that. I would say this, if you're looking to entertain your kids today, don't put on Coco Melon or whatever YouTube AI thing is going by. Just put on some DreamWorks movies. They've aged so well. They're timeless, Show your kids something like Spirit, the horse movie. Like, that's real cinema right there. Your kid will thank you. That's great. Look, Donkey's Tail. Donkey's Tail right there. Jake says, maybe a video called The Movies Shrek Inspired. Maybe. The problem is right now, there's so much Shrek to talk about. I've not had a need for a video like that. I'm always kind of running behind, like with this Lego set here. And I have a feeling the next year is going to be that, all the way up until Shrek 5's release. And then after Shrek 5, well, after that's the Donkey movie, maybe after the Donkey movie, we'll finally have some downtime where I can talk about other stuff. What else we got here? Next live, Austin paints himself entirely green. What else we got here? I think B-Movie is good and not in a joking way. I appreciate B-Movie for what it is. It's really weird, that's for sure. It's really weird. It didn't age as well as some of the other DreamWorks movies. I think part of the problem with B-Movie is that it tries to, like, know that it's clever. It's kind of like smirking at the screen, whereas something like Shark Tale isn't in on the joke. And Shark Tale is so bad it's good because it thinks it's really funny. When, you know, it's very dated, and that's where the comedy comes from. B-Movie's a lot of like, aren't we clever, aren't we subversive? But it does have its moments. Also, the fact that B-Movie, it's like whiplash with how much the movie changes. There's the first part, which is the Bee Society, then it becomes a rom-com, which is great, that's the best part of the movie. And then the courtroom drama for the third half is where the movie drags, in my opinion. Do you think you'll ever run out of Shrek to talk about? No, I don't actually. I don't think there will be enough Shrek to talk about. And what's funny is for a long time, I was so embarrassed to make Shrek my main interest. I felt like I had to do all of animation because I felt like there just wasn't enough to talk about. But Shrek has become such a thing now that there is a Shrek fan and there is Shrek to talk about that we really could just talk about Shrek forever and ever. And if not Shrek, definitely Shrek-adjacent movies. When I say that, I'm talking about stuff like the other DreamWorks movies, but also Robots, Ice Age, anything from that era that I grew up with and have fond memories with. I like to buy the toys and talk about. Scroll up here. Jake says, imagine they give Donkey an ultra-traumatic backstory and recontextualizes all of his behavior. Oh god, like the Star Wars prequels. They might do that. They might look at Puss in Boots as a template and be like, we need to make something prestige. Especially because if Shrek 5 comes out and it doesn't get a lot of Oscar noms, like Puss in Boots got, they might look at that and go, well, maybe we should do something more akin to Puss in Boots, something that's a bit more serious, and make Donkey a tearjerker. Because Donkey's the soul of the Shrek franchise, and if they wanted to make that movie a tearjerker, they could. They definitely could. DreamWorks horror movie, maybe that's the Donkey movie. You never know. You never know. Hoodwinked is a fine movie and not a Shrek ripoff. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not, Wilson. Good to see you, by the way, Wilson Hyde. A great broker. Go follow on Instagram. Lots of good Shrek content. As a kid, though, I thought it was. That's the thing, is you when you're a kid, your only exposure to this stuff is movie trailers and how they market it. So as a kid, I thought that was kind of like a bootleg, when in reality it wasn't. That was Weinstein's fault more than anything, who did not know how to market his own movies. Yeah, Weinstein had some bad kids' movies. He was also responsible for Dougal. Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Good lord. Hollywood. Jesus Christ. Have you seen Shrek Stay Out? Oh, yeah, that's classic. Telephone Wire. I love Robots. So underrated. Yes. Robots is great. Prequel to Lord Donkey's origin and learn about Fiona's course. Now, Dougal, that's a Shrek knockup. Yeah, Dougal's bad. Dougal is a real movie called The Magical Roundabout that Hollywood monster Harvey Weinstein bought and handed to Kevin Smith. And he told him to make it like a Kevin Smith movie. I don't know what they were thinking. The tone is really all over the place. It's not for kids. It's not really for anybody. I don't know who it's for. Dougal is a fascinating, fascinating movie. And if I ever found some Dougal toys, I might talk about it. Just because there is a lot to talk about with Dougal. Like, Butch Hartman wrote the original outline for that. Super bizarre. Super bizarre. Shrek history. Oh my goodness. $2. Wow. For the eventual Shrek 5 March Fund. Thank you. Thank you so much. That will go to the Shrek 5 March Fund. I try to put everything I get from the channel into stuff for the channel, which is really nice. Thank you. Your generosity is much appreciated. You didn't need to do that. Shrek history, you already give us the greatest gift of all with your coverage. I was telling viewers earlier that when it comes to being like on top of it with Shrek news and updates, I tend to run a little behind, but you are always like right on it. And I make a habit to check your pages when I wake up every morning. Like, checking Shrek history is like my morning routine after I brush my teeth, believe it or not. Butch Hartman was involved. Yeah, Dougall's a fever dream. Planet 51. Yeah, oh. I'm assembling a Planet 51 collection. It's coming together. It is. I will be making that video. Just stay tuned. It's another one of those things where the toys are so pricey and tough to get. I kind of have to pace myself and wait till I find these things at flea markets, which does happen. So, you know, I'm not in any hurry to do it. But eventually, I will talk about that movie. I appreciate Shrek History's posts on Blue Sky, too. Yeah, Shrek History is great on all the platforms. Go follow Shrek History wherever you can, because great logo and account. What's that? There. Can't believe Planet 51 is almost 20 years old. I know. Mike Mozart needs to return and collab with you. Yes, I would love to collab with Mike Mozart. I don't know where he is these days. I know he does a lot of artwork. Oh, Noyar just became a channel member. Thank you so much. Again, unfortunately, I don't read the names anymore, but you will get all of the cool emotes. So you will have the little Farquaad, the Gingy next to your name, and you can spam emotes on the comments. And I mean, rule of thumb is if you got the member icon, I pretty much always respond to your comments. So there's that too. I try to respond to every comment, but you know, life happens. Life gets busy, especially again with the move. You move houses, it consumes your life. Trust me, it does. What else we got here? I enjoy Escape from Planet Earth. I've never seen Escape from Planet Earth. Never seen it. No, I think I own the Blu-ray though. I've had days where I watch nothing but Austin's videos while I work as my job as an artist. Really? Oh, that is great. Thank you. A lot of people say my content is like ASMR because it's so casual. The truth is, I never wanted to be like a content creator, so I don't have like a professional camera or video editing software. All I got is a phone, and I just make this content, you know. So I don't have experience as an influencer per se. It just kind of happened. But I make it out of love, and people love the video, so there's that. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, it's coming together. Comfort videos, to be honest. I love to binge the channel in the background drawing. Oh, that is great. Shrek History, appreciate the support. Yes, yeah, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. And again, you're like on it, always posting on the platforms, Instagram and all that. That's what makes your videos so good. Not too much flashy editing. Thank you. I've experimented before. My old videos were like a real attempt at me trying to be a content creator. They had extensive background music, and I woke up one day, and over 100 of my videos got dinged in a single day due to music. And from that moment forward, I vowed I would never use background music because of all the content I lost. I don't ever want to go through that again, so I just decide not to use content. And so far, you know, it's worked out. People enjoy this, so. Lucas, the Stranger Things fan, will you get the CMFs, and what do you think about the mold for the head? I mean, it looks fine. It looks like Shrek. And yes, I'm buying the minifigures. Are you kidding? Maybe we'll do it live. Maybe we'll do it as a video. I have not been that excited for a Shrek toy in a very long time. I'm really looking forward to the minifigures. Absolutely. What else we got here? What line of merch are you most looking forward to for Shrek 5? Well, that's a good question. I have to think about what I absolutely can confidently say I believe is coming. So I'll give you a weird one. I'm very much looking forward to seeing a new version of the Build-A-Bear Shrek. My mother is a big Build-A-Bear fan. I took her the other day to Build-A-Bear, and she really gets a joy out of the Build-A-Bear ceremony and all that. And as a plush collector, I think they make very nice plush. So I would be very curious to see what they do for Build-A-Bear. At this point, what is your biggest holy grail for collecting? I think I answered that earlier. I don't remember what I said. We'll just go with Shrek TV. I'd like to have the Shrek TV. It's near impossible to get at this point unless you're Canadian. Shrek history, my wife wants to know what's your take on the Wild, aka the Madagascar ripoff. I actually saw that as a kid. I believe in the theaters. I believe I saw The Wild in the theaters, and I had all the McDonald's toys. And at the time, I liked it. I haven't seen it in a very long time, so I would be curious to know if it holds up. Obviously, Madagascar. I really enjoy those movies. I think they're very good. They've aged very well. So I think it's time to rewatch The Wild. I think it's due for an old rewatch. Um, let's see. What was a Shrek TV? Yep. What would be a dream wave of Shrek action figures? I mean, that would just be like all of the others: Fairy Godmother, Charming, Princess Fiona as an ogre, all the stuff we didn't get in the Hasbro line. I would love to see. I had no idea the Shrek TV was a Canadian thing until I learned it from you. I'm Canadian. I grew up with them just being around. Lol. Yeah, a lot of viewers in Canada will tell me that the Shrek TV is not impossible to get. It is. You can get it if you live in Canada. It's kind of a big, unwieldy item, so people are looking to sell them often. And if you watch Marketplace and OfferUp, you can get them. So it's one of those things like, do I need to get a passport and cross over into Canada to buy a TV? Maybe that'll be a goal of mine. The Wild's a mixed bag. I hate the city scenes, but the actual wild scenes are fun. Please watch it. You will love it. Should Hasbro reboot the Shrek action figure line? I mean, Hasbro today would do a decent job. They would make nice figures, but they would play it very safe. Hasbro doesn't take a lot of risks these days, so I think you would get, excuse me, I need a sip of coffee. You'd get like 2 solid waves and then call it quits. Because that's what they did with Dungeons and Dragons. They did like 2 waves that were great and then nothing else. Indiana Jones, they did a couple waves. They'll give you a really nice assortment at launch, but they'll never give you any of those deep cut characters, and they'll never give you vehicles or playsets or anything like that. So we would get some nice action figures, but we wouldn't get any extra stuff. Onion carriage popcorn bucket, yes. Yes, I've been saying that for a couple of years now. Wilson Hyde, I don't think Shrek is the right choice. No, I don't think so either. I think Jax would have been perfect for Shrek, but it's not Jax. That's the world we're living in. It's just play, so we'll have to see what they do. Shrek history. I remember seeing the Shrek TV on the old Shrek website and kicking myself for not asking my parents to get it. I didn't know about it. I really wanted the Lightning McQueen TV because they actually had that at my local Toys R Us, so I would see that. If I had seen the Shrek TV as a kid, it probably would have consumed my entire life. I would have screamed and kicked and begged for Santa Claus to bring it to me. Thankfully, I didn't know about its existence. Thankfully. Dragon popcorn bucket. Heck yeah. Wilson Hyde. Oh, I have a question. What other fantasy creatures parodies do you want to see in Shrek 5? Well, my go-to was Olaf, and we got that in the first teaser. So we're already right out of the gate with a banger. So what I would love to see, and this does count because it is Disney, I would love to see a recreation of the Kylo Ren Han Solo bridge scene with Shrek and Fergus, or Farkle, one of his kids. And the kid would pretend to stab Shrek in the chest like Kylo Ren does to Han Solo, except Shrek would do that thing from Shrek the Third where he tucks the sword underneath his arm and looks back up. I think that would be comedy gold. I would love to see that. That's my moment. If I was writing Shrek 5, I'd put that in there. Shrek history, kind of disappointed in Just Play's output so far, besides the Happy Hall figures. Yeah, I liked the Happy Hall figures quite a lot. You guys have not seen my video yet. It's coming out next week, but I was impressed with the Happy Hall figures. But yes, it is more non-articulated, non-posable figures, which I feel like we just keep getting. I have a feeling we're going to get fashion dolls, because Just Play has made fashion dolls before. And I think with the lead being Felicia, I think they'll make dolls. I think we'll get Shrek dolls. Woody Woodpecker fan, need a full Shrek line from Jax? Yes, we do. I once had a video muted by YouTube. Yeah, oh man. It was painful. I lost a couple videos. And then I faced the option of either muting all my videos or just not monetizing them. And that's what happened is I just decided not to take monetization. And at that point, I was kind of like, well, I'm never really going to be a YouTuber, so why not just go all the way and make a video that I felt wouldn't get any views. A video out of pure passion, not sticking with the theme of the channel, which at that point was the anthro and furry stuff. So I did the Shrek collecting video with the anticipation that it wouldn't get any views, because that was my passion, and I felt nobody else wanted that, and that video blew up. And I mean, the rest is history, right? The rest is Shrek history. People really, really enjoyed the Shrek videos, so I thought, you know what, maybe people do want this. Maybe I shouldn't be embarrassed to tell people that I love Shrek, right? I hope the Shrek toys are high quality. I think they will be. Ogre's Fiona fashion doll, yeah. I have a heart-shaped pin with Shrek and Donkey looking at the moon from the first movie. Do you have one of those? I've had since I was a kid. Yeah, they sell those outside of movie theaters to benefit children's hospitals. A lot of independent chains will support that. My local independent theater is selling those pins right now for Minions and Monsters with the heart. So they make those for a lot of movies. Shrek 5, A Road to El Dorado 2. Shrek 5, Road to El Dorado is just so perfect. I don't know if you can make a sequel that will perfect it. I think it's kind of too perfect to even be touched in a way. My first video of yours was the ants video. That was a fun video to make, yeah. That was back when I had a really crummy camera. Yeah, the film quality in that one's not very good, but it is still a fun video, and it's a movie I love dearly. Ants. Another one of those passion things. It's always funny. You make a video that you think is going to get a lot of views, and it doesn't get any views. And then you make a video out of pure passion, and you think, well, no one's going to watch this, but I made it because I wanted to. And those are the videos that people watch. So I always tell people when they ask advice on, like, how to be a YouTuber, I'm like, there's no way to be a YouTuber. You just be yourself, and you make the content you want to make, and people will show up for it, because people love seeing the passion. And that's the truth. People can tell when you're faking it, right? Especially now, in the age of AI, people are more privy to faking it. Shrek History, glad I could help. Yeah, oh yeah. Wilson Hyde with a great comment here. Fans like you, Shrek History, made me more comfortable getting into Shrek, leading into... Yeah, absolutely. It was a point where it was kind of taboo to like Shrek. And I mean, it was weird, because like I was coming from the animation industry. I've gone to furry cons before. I know when fandoms have taboo, trust me. And when you say you like Shrek, people would kind of look at you like Shrek, like those are kids' movies. But now Shrek has matured, and I think Shrek is marketed more as an adult thing than it is to kids. So it's kind of interesting to watch the full pendulum swing the other way. There's more Shrek merchandise today at Spencer Gifts than anywhere else, and I mean that is definitely not a store for younger audiences, that's for sure. So I'm struggling with a piece here, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong while I answer these questions. B-movie or Ants? Ants is way better than B-movie. Ants is great. Ants is actually Ants has the cleverness that B-movie wishes it had. B-movie wants to be clever. Ants actually is clever. That's the way I look at it. You gotta play into a certain niche to have more of a following. That is true. People like it when you focus on one thing. And I tried to branch out and cover other DreamWorks and cartoons, and people really enjoy those videos. I think Cat in the Hat was like a perfect sweet spot because it was Mike Myers, so there was a lot of crossover there with Shrek. And I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm working on a very big project that is not Shrek related, but it is related to Mike Myers, and I will leave it at that. And you probably know what I'm working on, but it's going to be really amazing. It's going to be a fun video. And again, I don't know if anyone's going to watch it, but I'm making it purely out of love. It's a video I have wanted to make in my entire life. It's going to be great. I kept those called McDonald's cups. Yeah, I got them called McDonald's cups too. Don't drink out of them. I have a photo of my dad drinking out of one of those McDonald's cups. It's really funny. Like, no, don't drink out of that, Dad. It's poison. What am I missing here? I don't get this. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here. These two pieces don't connect. I gotta have a sip of coffee. Cat in the Hat deep dive. Oh, no more Cat in the Hat video. That was a one and done for Cat in the Hat. I will say, go check out my buddy Justin collects puppets. He's he's more into Cat in the Hat than I am, and I've been helping him get some Cat in the Hat items. So he's probably going to be making some Cat in the Hat content soon. So check him out. Um, there we go. Oh, you had to put this piece in and then that piece. You had to put it. Oh, this set is a headache and a half. If you're gonna buy this set, put on some podcasts like this to put on the background, cause oh boy, this is not an easy Lego set. Definitely not for kids. I understand now why they're calling this adult Lego, because it doesn't matter that Shrek's a kid's character. No kid is gonna be able to figure this out. This is not fun. Now I'm missing a piece. What? What the what? Let's look at some questions. Grinch deep dive. I have Grinch toys packed out in the garage. If I ever find them, I'll make a little Grinch video. I thought you were saying Fiona and her brother was two ants. Yeah. Do you remember Universal failed? The Dark Universe. The Dark Universe was a huge failure from Universal, so don't be surprised if Shrek flops. The Shrek universe suddenly disappears. But I don't think it's going to flop. I think Shrek's going to make a lot of money. I think there's a lot of demand for Shrek. It was just in the news. There was some actress, I don't know, some young actress that's popular with the kids. I don't know who she is. But she was talking about Shrek to the press, because she was into some game called Shrek Super Slam Party, and a reporter brought it to her at a red carpet premiere, so Shrek was trending in the news. Who does the donkey voice in your videos? A friend of mine who wishes to remain anonymous. Too camera shy, sadly, but is a very, very good donkey, and I've tried to convince to get into voice acting. But, not everyone's camera ready, and I respect that. Have you played the Pikmin games? Yeah, they were, they're tough games. The Pikmin games are very tough. Look, I have two halves of donkey, and the other half's missing a piece. And I'm like, did I drop it underneath the table? Is it still in the bag? I'm totally missing a piece, unfortunately. And it's a pretty big piece of donkey's behind. So, I may have to wait on this and look for it after I in the live stream here. Shrek 5 is going to sell tickets regardless because it's the legacy franchise. That's true. It is a legacy film in the same way that, a Top Gun. I mean, that was a legacy film and that was huge. So maybe there is a market. But then again, did that Karate Kid legacy film do good? It's always such hit and miss with legacy films. I still think Tron Legacy is the best legacy film. It had legacy in the title, and that film didn't do that well, even though I thought it was amazing. So you really never know with the legacy films. Let's attach this. Well, does that go on? Yeah, that side. There we go. Took our time. Top Gun Maverick for the win. Yeah, I mean, that made a lot of money. That made a ton of money. There was the demand there. Also, hi, Dad. Hello in the chat to my father. Hello. The stream's been going great. It's been a very fun stream. Lots of Brogres here. Karate Kid has 2 legacy films now. Yeah. Oh, you did it? Oh, yeah, because it had Cobra Kai, which was the series. And then, Top Gun 2 and Tron Legacy were directed by the same guy. They were Krasinski. We should have gotten Krasinski to make Shrek. Maybe he's the secret sauce when it comes to legacy films, is that Krasinski guy. I figured out my mistake. I figured I used the wrong piece. That's Donkey's behind. I put on his back. There we go. And there we have it. We gotta go back to the convention, check in later, have fun building Legos. Yeah, it's a process. I'm learning that I am not as Lego savvy as I used to be. Not anyone near as Lego savvy as I used to be. When I was a kid, I was a Lego, an epic Lego builder. And now, as an adult, I really struggle with these things. But we've had a lot of fun answering questions and talking. That's really what matters. Imagine a legacy sequel to Space Chimps or Robots. They should take something like Space Chimps, so Alpha and Omega, and do a prestige sequel. Why not? Just for the hell of it. I know you are a Chowder fan. What's your favorite episode? I liked the one where he has to go to the dentist. He doesn't want to go to the dentist, and then he gets a lollipop, and he becomes addicted to going to the dentist. I thought that was really funny as a kid. Oh, now I'm missing another piece? How? How on earth is this happening? Imagine an alternate universe where Shrek got rebooted with James Corden. Oh, oh man. Can you wish my son, Cameron John Milani, a happy birthday? He loves your channel and Gingy. Happy birthday, Cameron. Happy birthday. Thank you for tuning in. You are a real Brogre. How can I be missing another piece? I just don't get this, y'all. I just don't get this. Remember when Space Jam 2 where the villain uses a Wiimote? Yeah, well, the Wii was part of the zeitgeist. I mean, the Wii was referenced in everything. And I know Nintendo's doing pretty good these days, but, like, that was the last time Nintendo really had a foothold on things and was popular. I mean, the Wii was referenced. I remember Mad on Cartoon Network. They loved the Wii. They were referencing it everywhere. So I'm inspecting my donkey, and I'm trying to figure out where I used this piece that I was supposed to have. That goes there. Yep. Imagine a legacy sequel to Austin Brimstone. What would the legacy sequel to Austin the Brimstone collect? I guess the next logical step for Shrek would be like, How to Train Your Dragon, right? There's some very good How to Train Your Dragon YouTube channels out there that focus on the Isle of Book. There's so much How to Train Your Dragon to collect. It's overwhelming. I did a few videos though that I thought were pretty fun. I think I did one that was like called The World of How to Train Your Dragon collecting, and that was just like a general overview on everything Toothless, and that was a lot of fun. Are you going to complete the... Yes, that's the LEGO Shrek minifigures. Yes, they are coming. I am buying them. A legacy sequel to the... Yes, that's right. The road trip Marcus video movie we're planning, where Marcus plays my dad and Justin plays me, going to go get a Shrek TV. That's going to be an epic right there. It'll be the first DreamWorks live-action movie in who knows how long. Okay, wait, whoa, look. It's Donkey's torso. We actually did it. I built it wrong. Both of these I built wrong, and then we had to assemble correctly. But we have the base, and then we have the torso. Two separate pieces, so let's answer some more questions here before we wrap things up, because I do want to just look at the chat here. A Shark Tale sequel would make about $20. Shrek History, you are sadly correct. A lot of the love for Shark Tale comes from the memes. It comes from, my sister had a baby, and all that. If they actually made a Shark Tale sequel in the theater, nobody would show up for that. It would not do well, but it certainly has gotten popular over the years. Enough to where I think they could do a U2's of Shark Tale, and that would sell. Like, a U2's of the Shark Tale characters would be a hot seller, for sure. Glow-in-the-dark Shrek Operation. Yeah, I didn't get that one. That was a Hot Topic exclusive, and I never saw it at my stores, and I didn't want to pay their expensive shipping prices. Jackson ran to the field. I'm surprised Shrek didn't get a show after Forever After like Kung Fu Panda. It was supposed to. There was supposed to be a Shrek show on Netflix that took place between, I believe, Shrek 2 and Shrek the Third, but it was not picked up. For whatever reason, DreamWorks is, they're very protective of Shrek, which is funny, because a lot of their other licenses, they'll lend it out to anybody. But Shrek, they are very protective of, and they've never cheapened Shrek to, like, a TV show. There was the Puss in Boots show, obviously, but you have to put yourself in the mindset that DreamWorks views Puss in Boots as a separate IP than Shrek. That's why Puss in Boots gets a separate land at the theme park, separate merchandise, separate stuff. They view it very separately. Have a coffee, yo. There we go. Telephone Wire, the way the Shark Tale soundtrack isn't properly on streaming. I know! It's horrible. It's absolutely terrible. And there's some really good songs in there. There's a really great Justin Timberlake song used during the police chase in the middle of the movie. I think it's called Good Foot. I didn't come up with that name. That's what it's called, Good Foot. Great song, but you can't find it. Shrek History, besides the Shrek TV, what are some other Shrek white whales you want in the collection? Well, I would love to have any of the plush from a theme park called Dreamworld Australia. They were put together by a company called Hunter Leisure. Beautiful plush, that encompass all of the Shrek characters. And what I love about that set is that they are to scale. So the Gingy is tiny, the babies are tiny, they look wonderful. There's also some exclusive plush from the Shrek theme park in Dubai that are pretty nice. There's an exclusive Puss in Boots and Kitty Soft Paws there that did not get released in the USA. Some other Shrek items, like, not necessarily a grail, just like a really uncommon item is, I have not been able to find the swim goggles at Burlington stores. Those swim goggles with big ogre ears on the side. And that one just drove me crazy because I go to a lot of Burlington stores. I used to live down the road from a Burlington, and I would go there like twice a week. And the fact I could not find these drove me insane. I think it was also TJ Maxx that got them. Like, I cannot believe I couldn't find these. And it drove me crazy to the point where, like, I have to find these Shrek swim goggles in the wild now. It's driving me crazy. The biopic starring Justin Puppets as Mike Myers, right? Austin is Jeffrey Katzenberg. There we go. Now, there's some casting right there. I could be Mr. Katzenberg. I don't think Shrek makes enough stuff for little girls. Yeah, they tried. I mean, with Shrek the Third, we saw some very, very gendered marketing. They really took all of the princesses and tried to, like, brand it as a separate thing. It was called Shrek Princesses. It was ultra pink. It was ultra girly. It featured all the princesses featuring redesigns that didn't even really look like the movie. And they had dolls, bedding, school supplies. I mean, it was all out. Watch my video called The Invasion of Shrek the Third. I talked a lot about those products and also Shrek history, and also Swamp Archives is a good one on Instagram who has a lot of those items. Go check them out. I think what happened was the gendered marketing didn't work because, if I had to guess, little girls who like Shrek because it's Shrek. They enjoy the gross-out humor of the franchise and its tomboy-like qualities. If they were into, for lack of a better term, that pink girly stuff, they would be into Disney princesses, which already provides that. So I think Shrek was trying really hard to put itself in a box that it's not. Which is really ironic because the entire lesson of the Shrek franchise is to not put yourself in a box because other people expect it. They were really trying to sell Shrek as Disney princesses, when Shrek is Shrek because Shrek isn't Disney princesses, right? Like, it was desperately trying to sell something that it wasn't. And I think that's why those dolls failed. I think if they did a Shrek doll line of the characters as they appear in the movie, ogresses and all, with, stink smell gimmicks and all that, I think it would be popular. I think it would sell. Back when they were still trying to push Human Fiona, yeah, they almost exclusively marketed Human Fiona with that stuff. They were very scared to use the Ogress Fiona. And when it comes to toy collecting, the greater history of toy collecting, you really have to look at Monster High. Monster High was the turning point. You didn't see dolls and toys aimed at girls experiment and get outside the box until Monster High. And it was seeing stuff like marketing stuff like Frankenstein and Dracula to little girls that pushed the floodgates wide open to have more diverse doll lines. And that would eventually lead to stuff like Barbie doing different body types, and now the marketing isn't nearly as gendered as it was in the 2000s, right? The lines are very blurred these days, to where I think if they made a Shrek doll line, it would look like the movie. It wouldn't desperately try to look like Disney princesses because, they failed to capture that market. They tried, right? They really did try. They put their best foot out there. They released this ultra girly Disney princess Shrek line, and it didn't sell. Nobody bought it, so. Swamp Archives. Yeah, Swamp Archives is great. Incredible collection on Instagram. I think what really separates Swamp Archives is they have a lot of packaged Shrek stuff, and I open all my stuff. So if you really want to see the marketing and designing, go to Swamp Archives because you'll see everything in box, beautifully in box displayed. I open all my toys. It's hard to resist. I'm not an in-box collector. What else we got here? Shrek is definitely for girls. I hope they make more. Yeah, I tend to notice just out in public talking with people that generally more girls now have nostalgia for Shrek than boys. And this is talked about in the Shrek commentary. Andrew Adamson, the director, said the secret sauce to Shrek is that Shrek despite making fun of fairy tales and, you know, what he says is girly stuff, Shrek is essentially a chick flick. The original Shrek, Shrek 1, is a romance. It's a romance. It's definitely a romantic comedy. And the film can try and say that it's cooler than it is, but it definitely is. And I think that's why Shrek will always have a big female viewer base, is because it's a classic fairy tale, you know? Have you seen the Mike Myers? Yeah, no, so he's not open to Austin Powers 4. He's making it. It's happening. Austin Powers 4 is already in production. They did a cell phone commercial. That was kind of like a demo pitch on Austin Powers Part 4. That commercial was the test reel, and it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. Do you have the Donkey U2s? No, I do not have the Donkey U2s figure. I only have the Shrek U2s because they were selling old stock at a convention. This was like in 2024, because I think the U2s were like 2021, and I was not buying everything Shrek at that point. I was just buying the stuff I wanted. I hadn't decided that I was going to be, you know, a completist when it came to Shrek figures, so I missed out on that one, and I'd love to have it now. I would say, excuse me, I need a sip of coffee here. I would say my collecting goal is figures. Like, I would love to have every Shrek figure ever produced, because action figures is like, you know, my thing. Old Nick got to go. Bye, Austin. All right, Nick, come back, because it's going to take us a long time to build this. There will be more live streams. You can betcha. You can betcha your donkey's butt there's going to be some more. We need more Burrito Mosh and Death. Yes, I ordered the new U2s, Burrito and Death and Soft Paws. Oh, I'm sorry, there's not a Burrito U2s, there's just Death and Soft Paws. I ordered those. They're not shipping till January, so we're gonna have to wait a bit on those. I always wanted more feminine Shrek Mosh as a kid. Fiona being a baddie doesn't mean she isn't a princess. Proves you can be both. Yeah, actually, that is a good point, is Fiona's one of those rare characters that is a tomboy, but also very feminine. Usually when media picks tomboy characters, they have the character, like, really, like, apprehensive to wearing a dress and being girly. They think they're above that all. I mean, one of my favorite tomboy characters as a kid was Princess Sally from the Sonic cartoon. Also a tomboy princess, but not anything like Fiona. You know, that was a character that was, you know, embarrassed to wear a dress and was not girly. But Fiona is like both. Fiona is, you know, independently minded, is a tomboy, can defend herself, but also very girly. So I think that's a very appealing character that you don't see in a lot of media. Shrek is anything but conformist, right? Everything about Shrek is non-conformist and kind of pushing the boundaries of storytelling. And that's what makes Shrek awesome. And it's funny to me that, yeah, someone in the chat mentions Princess Daisy. It's funny to me that the Mario movies are trying that, with Princess Peach being, she's girly, but she's also a girl boss. And I look at that and I'm like, I see what you're doing here, but Shrek already kind of did it, but better. And when the Mario movie's not doing themselves any favors by playing Holding Out for a Hero, they were asking for the Shrek comparisons when they started playing Bonnie Tyler. It's like, oh man. It pains me because I was a big Mario fan growing up, and I want this Peach character that's like a tough, girly boss kind of character, but they just don't give her enough time in the movies, you know? Fiona really has scenes to establish her as a character. Fiona is not a plot device. She's not a damsel in distress. She is, by all accounts, the second protagonist of the original Shrek. She's a full storyline. She gets great scenes. Her and Donkey in the windmill, I mean, that is a fantastic scene. But Mario doesn't have that. They don't give Peach those extra scenes to bump up her character, unfortunately. I feel like those movies are very overstuffed. We try to get to the Shrek 5 premiere. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? All roads lead back to Shrek. That is very true. That is very true. Would you do a Despicable Me and Minions video? I don't know, if I ever get some of the toys. I've thought about it. I always have, like, so many irons in the fire. You know, I always got so many things to talk about. Especially with Shrek lately. There's been so many Shrek news and things that it's just been, it's been kind of tough to keep up on it. I just filmed the, Happy Haul collection, which is like the fake Pop Mart Shrek figures, so look for that in the coming week. Shrek Befores his eyeball teenies. Yeah. Coolio. We're going to be wrapping it up in just a few minutes here. Does anyone have any, like, last questions before we wrap it up, put it in the chat now. Forever hold your peace, right? Because this is it, wrapping things up here. One last look at the instruction manual, and all that I was able to build. Not a whole lot, but we'll do more streams like this, because you guys really got a kick out of them. Do you think Shrek will get a Criterion release? You know, I really thought this year, with the 25th, we were going to get a Criterion Shrek. I don't know why Shrek isn't in the Criterion release. I think it's really odd. They did K-pop Demon Hunters now. Like, there's no reason not to have Shrek in Criterion. It's a matter of when, if not if, at this point. I feel like Fiona was used in the first one, if ever after. But yeah, that is actually very true. She does get a plot in the third one. She gets the baby shower plot, and she gets the dungeon scene. But she's definitely sidelined from the crew. And something I really like about Shrek 5 is that Fiona is now going to be a part of the adventure. She's not put in that separate box, which is great to see. Because we love our girl Fiona, and we want to see her get a full storyline. I think she's integral to the plot with Felicia. Go watch my Shrek 5 theory video I just uploaded if you want the full details on that. Let me know when future streams come. I'll schedule stuff to be in line with them. Yeah, it'll just be, it'll be whenever I have the house available, to be honest. It's kind of tough because I have a family that's very loud, so they like to make a lot of noise in here. But sometimes they'll do things and events, and I'll be like, hey, I'll stay home today and do a live stream. Yeah, we'll do more live streams. I have some Shrek video games I'd love to get into. See if I can hook up the PlayStation and get that working. Something to keep an eye on. Who is the lady on the computer against all your Shrek stickers? That is Carol G, the icon Carol G, Latin pop star. I don't know a lick of Spanish, but I love her music dearly, and I think she's very beautiful. I discovered her through Puss in Boots. She did the song for Last Wish, which is a very beautiful song if you listen to the translation. It's a song about Puss in Boots and Kitty Softpaws. It's pretty great. And I got into her music through Puss in Boots, and then I discovered her in Fortnite when they did the festival pass. I bought that, played through it, and I thought, wow, this lady's got some bops. This is good dance music. Because I've always enjoyed, like, dance pop music. Stuff like Aqua. I know, bubblegum pop. Like, I have strange taste in music, but I enjoy poppy type music. Shrek History, still waiting on a video on the classic Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. Well, it's a fun fact you bring that up, because Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium had only one real toy. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It had some, like, tin toys. They put a label on it. It was, like, as seen in Mr. Megorium. Because I saw a duck at the flea market not too long ago. But, no, there was one big toy, and that was a Lego set. So, maybe one day we'll build live the Mr. Megorium's Lego set live. Wouldn't that be something? Have you ever played Crash Bandicoot? So, I answered this earlier, but I'll repeat myself because I love talking about Crash Bandicoot. I'm a diehard Crash Bandicoot fan. You wouldn't know it because I've never talked about it on the channel, but I am obsessed with Crash Bandicoot. I've played most of the Crash games all the way through. I enjoy them greatly. They're tough games, but they are a lot of fun. I love them dearly, and I would love to see a Crash Bandicoot movie. I'd love an excuse to talk about Crash Bandicoot toys. Maybe one day we'll make a Crash video. Shrek History, I'll be a Wonder Emporium supporter till I die. Haven't seen it in 20 years. It was a school movie. My teachers always loved this movie as a kid, and I watched it like 6 times in school, and I'm like, oh god, I've seen this, I know he's gonna die, just get to the part where he dies. There were a few movies that were like go-tos in school. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, Road to El Dorado, Prince of Egypt. These were ones my teachers loved to play over and over again. Chicken Run. Chicken Run was like the most common school movie. I thought Carol G was a Fiona cosplayer. No, Carol G was not a Fiona cosplayer. Yeah. Danny DeVito as Cortex would go hard. Heck yeah. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Crash Bandicoot series coming to Netflix? That's still happening? I thought that got canceled. I mean, if it's still happening, I'll be down. I'd love to see DreamWorks make something Crash. That would be like, I could take something I love and tie it back into DreamWorks, as if they got it. Osmosis Jones was the school movie. Yeah, I watched that in school. It's interesting. Have you ever looked up the Osmosis Jones toys? You should. It was going to get an amazing toy line, and they got canceled at the last second. I would have loved those as a kid. Context on the KLG comment. It's difficult to see from this angle. Yeah, I can tilt. You can see KLG there. There she is right there with her. When she was going through the blue hair era, I think now she's got like pink hair. She released a new album today. I have to listen to it after this. I have not listened to it yet. I kind of just woke up and did this live stream. I overslept. My alarm was not set. I don't know what happened. Bugs Bunny in Fortnite was not the first time Bugs Bunny had a gun. Well, yeah, Bugs Bunny had a gun in like lots of classic Bugs Bunny shorts. Some of those shorts were they were pretty violent. You'd be surprised what they got away with back then. If they make better girls' toys like a Fiona Fashion doll, could we expect a review? I mean, come on. You know it's gonna be a review. My goal is to try and stay up to date on all of the major Shrek toy releases going forward. So this is the LEGO set. I know I'm a little bit behind because of the move. Next week is the Just Play figures that just came out. I will be reviewing those. And then I've got the LEGO minifigures and I've got the U2s coming up. Those are mostly coming up, so I will stay on top of that. Monkey Bone had a canceled toy line. I hate that I know that. Yeah, canceled toy lines are like a rabbit hole of mine. I love learning about toys that didn't come out. There were Monkey Bone toys that didn't come out. Action figures got canceled, the doll got canceled, but the bobbleheads and the keychains came out. So you can actually get some Monkey Bone stuff. There was a Monkey Bone guy on Twitter who has like everything Monkey Bone. That's a great, go follow the Monkey Bone. I think it's called the Monkey Bone Zone. That's a good account. That's a good account right there. At my school, we saw Alvin and the Chipmunks to a field trip. Well, if you saw Alvin and the Chipmunks on a field trip, you went on a road trip. Thank you. I'm here till Thursday. Try the veal. I was watching too deeply in detail on the Fire Emblem Weaves Direct. Fun fact, I at one point this channel was a Fire Emblem channel for like a brief week in like 2015. I had a Fire Emblem kick, and we branded this channel as Fire Emblem. I lost the videos though. Maybe one day I'll find them. But yeah, that really happened. I couldn't get into it though. Here's a video for you. Wallace and Gromit merch. Yes, I would love to have the Were-Rabbit toys. Absolutely. They're tough to come by though. I try my best to have 70% of a toy line when I cover it. That way I can supplement the other 30% with photos. But I don't just want to be like, sitting here describing the toys. I do want to actually be able to show you guys some toy here. So it's just a matter of balancing spending and trying to figure out, like, okay, do I want to go all in on this or all in on this? Right now, there's just so much Shrek coming out that I need to focus on Shrek. But there are other things coming. Again, there is a major project I'm making. It's not Shrek related. It's not DreamWorks related. It's based off of a toy line. And if you like the Cat in the Hat video, you're going to love this one. That's all I'll say. Stay tuned. If Austin was in charge of a DreamWorks game, he'd make the Fire Emblem characters a game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of like with Smash and Fire Emblem. I would over-represent Shrek and Puss in Boots, because I'd have to have, like, Kitty Soft Paws would be an Echo clone of Puss in Boots, right? She'd be Puss in Boots as Echo. And then I would have Miguel, Tulio, and Chell all as their own character spots. I would oversample the DreamWorks movies that I like. That is exactly what would happen. What's your favorite Godzilla kaiju? I don't know. I've never seen a Godzilla movie. I'll be contrarian. The 1998 Godzilla. That's right, the Taco Bell one. Butter Pants is an echo of Jack Horner. That is the most epic Shrek-coded comment ever, and you will only understand that comment if you're a Shrek fan, and I appreciate that greatly. That's quality right there. I hope they make Shrek bag charms. Oh, you have no idea what's coming. No idea, because the Shrek 5 toys were developed at the height of Labubu Mania, and that will be prevalent across the toys. You will see in next week's review how Pop Mart is already affecting the Shrek toys. That's what I'll say on that. Comments, could you only find... comments you can only find on an Austin the Brimstone video. Truth. And maybe an Instagram video from Shrek History or Swamp Archives. I'm telling you, if you're sleeping on Instagram, you gotta get on Instagram because there's a lot of cool Shrek people there. They got a thriving Shrek community over on Instagram. Digital Eclipse made a Toy Story collection. Yeah, I would love to see them remaster the Shrek box game, the Shrek Xbox game, because that is a really weird game. And if you haven't seen Rebel Taxi's video on it, you gotta watch that. It's pretty good. Oh my god. Say more about the bag charms. BR teaser trailer. Lots of Shrek bag charms are coming. That's what I can tell you. Oh boy, there is a lot coming. Who's ready for Shrek Boo Boo? Shrek La Boo Boo. It's coming. It's coming. I need a 1 hour video on Shrek's Day Out from you. Shrek Xbox is the worst. You know, some people say it's the best Shrek game. Some people say it's the worst. So I almost want to try it for myself because I haven't played it and I need to play it for a video. Shrek video games is just another rabbit hole we'll have to go down. The reason I haven't covered them is because there's so many YouTube videos on the Shrek video games. I kind of figure, what else do I have to say? You know, everyone's talked about them already, but that DreamWorks karting game I had such a bad experience with, I almost think I could talk about that from my own perspective. Because, oh boy. Supposed Sony is developing a Labubu movie. Still want to try out Extra Large? Yeah, that's what it was called. It was called Shrek Extra Large. That was the name of the game, if you believe that. There was a regular version for the Xbox, and then the GameCube got Shrek Extra Large. What were they thinking? Will there be another Shrek games for consoles? That's a difficult question. We're kind of at a point where licensed games are nearing their end. I think if there is a Shrek licensed game for Shrek 5, it would be our last chance at getting a physical Shrek disc for a new game. I think after Shrek 5, that's it, because Sony's no longer going to make discs, and the industry is going to change with that. Things are going to consolidate and line up more with Fortnite and Roblox collabs than actual video games. Sad to say, but it's true. Without physical copies, licensed games aren't going to sell. That is the sad reality we're going to be living in. Very sad. Can you do another video on the Shrek action figures? Trust me, I got a lot to say. More videos on Shrek action figures will always be coming. Shrek DreamWorks Kart Racing was published by the same company that published Big Rigs Over the World Racing. Well, that explains everything, because I remember that from the Angry Video Game Nerd. Very disgusting situation with Shrek's Spanish voice actor. Did you hear? No, I didn't hear that. I know there's a lot of drama in regards to the Spanish dub of Shrek. Again, as someone that doesn't know a lick of Spanish, even though I listen to Carol G, I don't know what's going on with the Shrek Spanish situation. I would love to have someone who could speak Spanish explain everything that's going on. From what I gather, the original Spanish dub of Shrek was unionized, and Universal's playing hardball with the union and doesn't want to work with them, which I think is unfortunate because that may affect the box office drastically. Shrek is huge in South American countries, huge, and if they mess that up, that could be very bad for the global box office, very bad. So hopefully, the PS2 almost had a port of the game. Shrek Triple Dip, I like that. Shrek Triple Dip. I would love to see a Marvel Legends style DreamWorks storyline. Oh, don't we all? Don't we all? Shrek DLC is coming to Mario Kart World due to Universal synergy. You know, I was half expecting Shrek to come to Sonic Crossworlds. That seemed like a no-brainer. I really thought we were going to get that. Shrek Triple Dip. Yeah, it is a peak name. That's really good, Wilson. That is quality right there. What else we got here? Here's Puss in Boots. If you want to see him. There you go. Do you think he saw possibly featured in the movie much at all, since DreamWorks considers Puss in Boots a very different franchise? I think if she's in the movie, she won't say anything. She'll be behind Puss in Boots, and she'll probably, grunt or gasp, but she won't say anything, because Selma Hayek's too expensive for Shrek 5. The budget on this thing is already ballooned. You know, the Shrek game yeah, it stole music from Zelda. I do know about that. That was one of the educational games. There was a Vinesauce video that compared those. That was wild. I love learning about stuff like that. That is really neat. We'll do it till 2 more minutes till 45 here, and then we'll wrap it up after that because I gotta eat. I'm getting hungry, and the coffee's down to the last sip. But stay tuned. More live streams are coming. I love Kitty so much and I want more of her. Yeah, get the YouTubes before the pre-orders close. A lot of people are sleeping on the U2s, and they're made to order. They're not going to sell out, but once that date hits, there's going to be no more Kitty Soft Paws plush, and I think the aftermarket on those is going to be pretty nasty. Can you imagine a Shrek Tamagotchi? I can actually. I think that'll probably happen. That's probably very likely. Do you remember The Adventures of Pluto Nash? Yes, that's considered the worst movie of all time. But it is a great episode of The Nostalgia Critics, so go watch that. That's a classic. Did you think Puss in Boots should replace Kung Fu Panda at Universal? You're talking about like the 4D show? That's been outdated for a long time. They really need to replace that with something new. I need a Shrek Racing Crossworlds DLC. Yeah, I don't get that. I think Shrek would be perfect for Crossworlds. It's right there. That would be great. Can you imagine Sonic and Shrek together? The universe could not handle that. What do you think of the Megamind U2s? I wish I had bought it. I wish I had. Just, money. Too expensive. U2s are pricey, and their shipping. I don't know where U2s is based out of. Their shipping is killer. Oh my god, they're pricey with shipping. It's funny how Lightyear just straight up stole the plot twist from Pluto Nash. It did! Lightyear did steal. Oh my god, I haven't thought about that. Oh, I wanted Lightyear to be good so bad. That movie was just... It was kind of hot garbage. It was. But it had a really good toy line. Like, an amazing toy line. Always funny to me when the most mid-movies ever get the coolest toy lines. Like, the designers of the Lightyear toys should get an award. It really is an amazing toy line. I wish I got the Megamind U2s. Yeah, me too. Me too. I missed out on that one. I love your videos and your family's videos. Thank you. Thank you so much. What Lightyear is animated Pluto Nash? Yeah. Do you remember the show The Father of the Bride? Oh, yes. I have a soft spot for The Father of the Bride. I like that show a lot. I have the DVD, and you should listen to the commentary tracks, because there's a lot of the people that worked on Shrek, worked on Father of the Bride, and it's very interesting. I grew up going to Vegas as a kid. Vegas was my family's vacation destination, so I'm very familiar with Siegfried and Roy and the Mirage Hotel, so seeing DreamWorks in that world to me is kind of crazy. And I wish there was merchandise, because I would love to do a collecting video. Tell Austin your dad I'm a big fan of his videos, and I love Tucker Time. Thank you. Thank you so much. My dad was watching the stream earlier. He came by to say hello. Yeah, no, it's been great. It's been great. You can watch... I'm going to wrap things up in just a minute here, so you can watch it back from the beginning, but... It was a very fun stream, and stay tuned for more. We'll do many more of these Lego building Q&A live streams. A lot of Brogres showed up, and it was very humbling. Thank you guys for showing up so much. I was not expecting this. It was really nice. Donkey really was. Yeah, he was. He was actually playing Donkey as an actor, like Eddie Murphy. It was really weird, and it was just very bizarre. That whole show is just so bizarre. Bye, Austin. Stay safe, Shrekking. Thank you. Love the stream. Yes. It is 46 now, so we all going to wrap things up. I'm going to come on over to the camera, see if I can figure out how to hit the stop button. Here I go. First ever live stream. We're figuring this out. There's the box so I don't trip on it. Here we go. All right, to everyone who watched, thank you so much for watching, and have a happily ever after.